Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the 3-hour and 10-minute latest Caddicarus video, The Ridiculous World of PS1 Cheats. Truth be told, when I heard that he was gonna be, that his next video was gonna be 3 hours long, honestly, I was surprised, but I was willing to do the reaction regardless. Mainly the fact that this video is centering around cheats in the PS1. I did cheats in the PS2, not much, but still did cheats, and it was actually exciting. And since that Caddicarus is a PS1 guy, it's honestly going to be a lot more interesting considering that the description in his video is called 1 book, 230 games, no Buzz Lightyear. So I'm assuming that he's probably not going to do any cheats of Toy Story 2, but we'll just see. I'm really prepared to do another long reaction of Irving Caddicarus, and hopefully when it comes to the games that he looks at, I'm basically coming back to his PS1 accessories that he uploaded 3 years ago, which is one of my favorite videos. So anyway, here was my reaction of the ridiculous world of PS1 cheats. Caddicarus.
I like having a PS1. I like playing the PS1. I like sitting on
my
PS1.
God.
I am the PS1.
Oh.
Hey everyone, it's me, Recipient's name.
And
but
you got a
probably know me
haircut.
better as your name from the YouTube channel, Your Business Name. And did you know that back in the day when we bought a video game, we didn't have to pay for anything else afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah, seriously. I'm not joking. I swear on my nan's life. Actually, no, that's not fair on me. She's not doing so
I'm
well.
still
There was a
remembering
time
the
not that
Nintendo
long ago
Switch
when you
2
could walk
having
into a shop,
issues.
buy a game, take the game home, start the game, dump a load of random button combinations all over the place, break your controller, break your fingers, and
my
then suddenly
God.
unlock everything in it. Times were better then. We weren't afraid of getting muddy jeans and cuts on our knees. Break your fingers, kids. More will grow back. Carpal tunnel is a government myth. In pretty much every home console game ever made up until the PS3 and Xbox 360 days, developers would leave secret codes in them to allow anybody to basically do anything you can think of. Sometimes they were left in there accidentally as debug menus during development, sometimes they were intentionally placed to give you a little leg up on a tricky stage that required a little legging, and sometimes they were complete jokes that did nothing for anybody except ruin a few marriages. Unlimited
Jeez.
health, unlimited ammo, visual corruptions, anti-gravity, level skips, KFC bargain buckets,
Oh
you
my
name
God.
it, to the highest extremes of breaking a game down to its line of code and allowing you to become God, to the bottom of the pits and completely useless, like turning on extremely fast reversing for the limo in Driver 2. Buckle up, James Corden! I'm a big fan! When's the next episode of Carpool Funeral? All of this kind of stuff was doable within a few seconds by anybody, and the best part is that you could do all of this degeneracy for free. No microtransactions, no subscriptions, no deluxe edition packs
No
with free
game
mini
cards.
fridges that break in a week and set your kids on fire. You just had to know
From
what the
Nintendo
codes
Switch
were,
2.
input them, and swag off.
Or
No,
key cards.
I'm not kidding. I'm childrening. But even though that is technically true, I'm sure you can see the problem that will arise from this. A problem bigger than my face. And that is that unless you know what these free top secret codes were, how are you ever supposed to know what buttons you're going to input into your PS1 controller?
Well,
Jeez.
by spending money. Okay, so for the majority of us, it wasn't completely free, but come on, getting an entire book full of them as a free gift with a cheap unofficial copy of a cheap unofficial PS1 magazine was more than a fair enough trade-off, if you ask me. So today, I felt like a little Jimmy around and wanted to stress test this beauty that I've had in my collection ever since the year 2001, back when I was 7 years old. Planet presents the ultimate A to Z of PlayStat. We're not talking about those elaborate guidebooks or walkthroughs including every single secret for you to play through and respect to the developer's intent. We're talking hard filthy, game-breaking, unfair, rock-stiff,
Jeez.
alcoholic cheats.
Yeah, in fairness, I did have to buy a magazine back in the day when I got this book, and apparently, on its own, the book is worth £4.99, which is £9.24 in today's money. But even with that being said, the hours of fun I've had from this book far outweighs any small costs like that. And let's be real, would you rather get a large Big Mac meal and 2 cucumber bags, or a 24-year-old book with yellow pages? You're telling me that you'd rather have a McDonald's over a piss book?
In this book are multiple cheats for
Truth be
example,
told,
230 different
would
PS1 games,
instantly
which
consider
sounds like
looking
a
up
lot.
online
So
in order
prepare
to
to
figure
tell me that
out
I'm
the
great,
cheats
because in
or
this
figure out
video
the
I will be
solution of
knocking off
beating the
every
game,
single
beating
game
the
they mention
games.
in one form or another. And ironically, not one of them has Buzz Lightyear in it. What's he doing here then? Why is he the front cover? Why is his name on backwards? What's wrong with you, Zub?
There's a lot of games to get through, and a lot of ways to
Okay,
break
I
them
guess that
don't
kinda makes sense
involve
onto
using
why
a
Toy
hammer.
Story
So
2
let's stop
isn't gonna be
johnnying
on
around,
here.
grab our DualShocks, slot in our Lara Croft torso-shaped memory cards,
got a
and
spell?
have a good old cheat.
I know it.
I am deeply remorseful for what has transpired, and I am deeply sorry to anyone I've ever associated with or worked with who have been hurt or offended by my actions. I am taking the necessary steps to improve myself going forward. But in my defense, she was pointing a very small gun at my willy.
Part own. Actually useful cheats. I figured we should start things off nice and easy and go over the cheats in this book that I think are actually pretty useful. Not massively ridiculous or anything, but instead the ones that I think can actually improve the overall experience of whatever you're playing, especially with multiplayer games. Let's be honest, sometimes we'd all like to jump the queue, and cheat codes that unlock every single character, like in the fighting game Cardinal Sin, are just inarguably really useful if you'd like to jump into a match with friends and not have the baggage of spending hours trying to figure out where you can buy a skeleton hand bra with matching
Oh my
vag
God.
heads. Bloodlines is a capture the flag arena fighter that gives you access to all characters and difficulty options with a simple sequence of buttons. And even better, you can get access to a voice line reader in the options menu, where you get to hear all of these lovable characters' memorable catchphrases like
Jump on home.
Scrawny whelp.
Who does your hair?
You ain't got game. You lame.
String bean.
Ever heard of a weight room?
and I'm not sure what's worse, listening to all of these munters mouth off 6 variations of one line,
Porcupine head.
Porcupine head.
Porcupine head.
Porcupine head.
or the
Oh
fact
my
that to make them
God.
do that, the code that you use is tongue bath. Along
Tongue
with this, there's
bath.
also the
Oh my
cooking
God.
bowls worth of cheats for racing games that unlock every track, character, and vehicle, like with Roll Cage Stage 2, for instance. It is great that out of the box you have a soundtrack from Dom
That's a
and
cool.
Roland and
That's a cool
technical
racetrack.
itch, but sometimes you need a bit more than what Dom and or Roland can give you. I love me a good racing game in single player, but I mostly like to play them in
That's
multiplayer
awesome.
settings, and if you want to just race somebody right then and there and don't have any completed save data, why shouldn't you just be able to unlock everything immediately? What if the mood doesn't last? You gotta act now before you lose the tingle. Why are you judging me for skipping the QE? The original Roll Cage is another racer in the book that has all unlocked cheats, as is Demolition Racer.
I also forgot to film the game with the smoke machine, and I hope this is...
Although in Demolition Racer's case, you don't only unlock all cars, tracks, and modes, but also completely change the language, despite the fact you definitely chose English.
Wow. Oh my
It's
God.
my volume, son.
There are also unlock everything cheats for Muppet Race Mania, Ford Racing, Looney Tunes Racing, and Micromaniacs. Do any of you know about this freak of nature? It was named after all of the visitors to this page on the Cleveland Clinic. The game is made by the same people behind Micro Machines and is basically exactly the same game, except the machines are gone and all you're left with are the micros, including this man here that's so upset with what he's got to work with that he's eating his own face. Crash Team
Oh,
Racing is
jeez.
another one in the book and is a pretty obvious contender for best PS1 racing game that benefits from an unlock everything cheat. And even
Obviously.
better, you know that 100% bonus unlockable scrapbook video? Well, if you don't have the time to get all the relics to unlock it, or you're completely terrible at getting all the relics and are the laughing stock of every Crash Bandicoot themed dinner party you attend, then all you need to do is pop in some buttons and voila, you earned this. Good job. Killer Loop is another racer that pops up in the book to give you everything, but the weirdest thing is that one of the cheats cheats also makes you 25% faster. I mean, what do you expect? And how about those kinds of games that give you a sandbox to play in, but then limit you with not enough month? Well, luckily enough for you, in Theme Park World, and even Civilization 2, you can use cheats from the book that give you loads of money, right in it, man, dem. With cheats like this, you don't even need to worry about playing properly. Who plays theme park games in order to test their managerial budgeting? I want unlimited cash by using the code nickname Bovine, not using a code to call myself my full legal name, Medium Rare, and then holding 3 buttons down to receive $10 million every few seconds. Oh no, Medium Rare has cheated. Quick, somebody tell his wife. Burnt. And with my unlimited funds, I created Turn Back Now Land, a theme park that is nothing but a burger van, an ice cream shop, a row of giant super spinning rides, and one single wooden outhouse toilet hidden behind the ice cream shop, blocked off by a vast expanse of water and one dead tree. And if you think you might be sick or can't hold in your number 2 anymore, don't worry, you can ask for help from one of the 4 animal mascots, gated behind a fence that nobody can get to. Through your bad park planning, one of the little people has got completely stuck. Bitch, that was the point! Similarly to the racing games we just mentioned, you can also get Unlock Everything cheats for sports games. Once again, perfect for instant multiplayer mashups without needing to do any work. Like with Championship Motocross featuring Ricky Carmichael. Shouldn't he be called Ricky Bike Michael? And in that game, you don't just get access to everything straight away. You can even activate our first of many big head modes that you'll see in this video.
I'm familiar with this from the Ratchet & Clank games.
Gotta give them credit though, they're not lying. That's certainly the grossest teat I've ever seen. And that's counting all the ones I've seen on chests and heads. Not all that bad for a game that is so real you'll be picking your teeth out of the mud.
But that's ridiculous.
By the way, yes, you will be seeing a lot of big head cheats in the rest of this video, just like with this game, All-Star Tennis 99, starring him who isn't named, and the Wimbledon champion of 1998 who isn't named. But at least we know who took the photo.
Speaking of, I've got a joke about this. What time does Sean Connery watch a match at Wimbledon?
I don't know.
Tennis.
Today I'm going to play as Gustavo Human, the tennis professional famous for leaving his dinner all over his mouth. And after a quick little shoulder button holding on the pause menu, we don't only get big heads, but big feet as well. Big head mode in general is very common, but having more body parts included makes all the difference. Look at this. It's the Nike IKEA collab. This is completely worth it just to watch your players struggle with the weight of 2 buses on the ends of their feet. And that's not all. Then you get to watch them run. I'm gonna get you! Look at the state of the back of your head, man. You look like a gone-off broccoli. A very similar big head mode can even be found in this game, Ninja Shadow of Darkness. But in this dude's case, he's not only got a giant head and giant feet, but giant hands as well. This changes everything. And as a bonus, he also has access to the deadliest tool in the ninja's arsenal. Swimming flippers. Now, I don't know why big head modes were such a prevalent thing back in the day. I don't get it. Stop asking me. It makes me feel very inadequate. But equally, I don't want anything else in my life other than this. So these cheats make me very happy whenever I see them. If any of you out there right now have recently felt like the pressure of life is just too much to handle, please, honestly, keep going.
Honestly, the big heads.
Because he's here.
Jeez.
And he's worth it. There's also Unlock Everything.
Honestly, the big head thing
and a
really
big
felt
head,
a
which
little
also
bit
applies
odd
to Cool Borders 4
when you get
with
older,
Unlock
but
Everything cheats.
it was still a
and
detail of
big
humorless.
head, which is a shame, but it does make up for that by having a cheat called I'm Special. And you know what? Yes, you are, because this is the only UK PS1 game I own that has a coloured cardboard outer sleeve for absolutely no reason at all. Cool borders that are so cool it needs a jacket. There's other sports games that benefit from these kinds of cheats too, like Cyber Tiger, a game based on Tiger Woods who didn't even need a book to cheat. Either way, it is great to just get straight into a multiplayer match with everything you need for a good time with no one single person wasting all of their time to unlock all of it. Not to mention, there isn't even a big head mode in this game because clearly it doesn't need one.
Obviously.
This picture gave me sepsis, but the absolute best example for me personally is with Everybody's Golf 2, where you not only unlock all of the courses and characters, But of those characters, you get to play as Sir Dan from Medieval, Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, so that you can finally live in a society, and the best of the lot, Gex the Gecko.
Oh my god,
Playing
that's
golf
actually
as
kind of
Gex
awesome.
and Sir Dan makes all of this worth it to me, though. Who thought of including this, and can I have their address so I can send them a big snog? Go on, Dan, swinging a sword, swinging a golf club, it's all the same.
It's in the trap.
Oh no, god damn it, what the hell are we gonna do?
Ooh.
Oh, come on.
That was weak.
Oh dear, no, he's in bits! How is it that
God,
Sir
I
Dan
didn't think
only
they
lost
had
one
those
eye
animations.
when he
That's
went to
awesome.
war and died, yet all of his arms and legs fall off because he hit one shot over par on a golf course? Dan, speak to me! What do you mean, you people? Arguably, though, the most useful cheat in this whole book is for Thrasher Skate and Destroy, where my name is Dingley. And if
Of
you
course.
pause the game, hold all the shoulder buttons, and keep hitting circle, you get unlimited points. That way you can finish the game without playing it and never touch it again. Either way, though, yeah, whether you want to unlock everything in Big Air, including the snowboard named Steve, or unlock everything in Cyber Tiger, including your own joints, these useful cheats are the ones for you.
Oh my god.
Spare a penny for polio.
Part 2. Part 2. Did I forget
You're
to
not
edit
done?
Part 2?
You're not done.
Did I upload this video knowing I didn't edit Part 2, recorded voiceover about not editing Part 2, and then forgot I didn't edit Part 2? Gasp. Well, fine. Let's edit the text in right now.
Jeez.
Okay, that's better.
I
Here we
honestly
go.
thought you were not done.
Part kite. Wait, that's not a number.
Hello, I'm
Oh, of course.
Spons. I'm trying to work. I don't want money.
Well, I do, so I don't care. This video is
That was actually kind of clever.
I'm sure you've all heard a lot about ExpressVPN over the years, but what exactly is a VPN? Well,
I've actually
VPN
seen this
stands
so
for
many
virtual
times, but
this,
if
which
it's
is an
really
app
that
that encrypts and
popular,
reroutes your online traffic
why
through secure
stop it?
servers, making it an absolutely essential tool for anybody using the internet for private things you don't want any hackers getting their sausage fingers on.
I don't mind eating hackers' fingers, but a VPN is much easier.
Now, being a kite that flies through the sky, I tend to travel a lot by car, and that means I always find myself connected to public Wi-Fi in hotels and airports doing my various kite-themed cryptocurrency trading and reading the Daily Kite for all of my kite news. And that's why ExpressVPN is ideal for that scenario. When you're quickly signed up and switch it on with just a single click, you create a secure and encrypted tunnel between you and the internet, allowing you to sort your payments with Bank of America in complete safety, as well as change your virtual location in order to access region-locked films and TV shows on kite.
So many kite names in this. Oh my
God!
god.
For your next online noob pooning session on Fortkite. And even if you don't do any of that, you don't want people to watch what you're doing on Kite Hub, do you?
Jeez.
Nowadays, it's easier than ever for hackers as young as 12 to get a
Who
hold
is
of all
this
of your
person?
information, and that's why I can't recommend ExpressVPN enough. Did I mention it's express? That means it's fast, and also when you switch it on, it gives you a train.
Oh my
Online
god.
strangers stealing your data, and you don't want me seeing what you're doing so that I could judge you and then tell everyone in your family. So what are you waiting for? Secure your online data today by visiting expressvpn.com/caddy.
Or scan the QR code up there, but that's way too easy, so why don't you spell out the whole website?
That's ExpressVPN.com/. No, not /. And you can find out how to get up to 4 extra months of this brilliant service for free. Once again, that's expressvpn.com/caddy.
Yes, we heard you the first
Yeah.
time. Now please die.
Sorry, I can't. Part Swan. Leggy cheats. These are the
Leggy
cheats that don't give you everything you'd ever want on a plate, but exist to, you know, just give you a leg. Everybody loves a leg.
You mean like me?
Jeez.
No, Leg, it's just a metaphor.
Oh, really? What's a metaphor? A metaphor is not a leg. Oh, my mistake. Goodbye.
Oh my god, that's actually kind of impressive if you're not looking at the other party. Oh my
If
god.
you love a game like Spyro 1 and
Here we go,
desperately want to
Spyro
beat it
time.
yourself without skipping anything, but sadly just can't get past Toasty the Scarecrow, then don't fret. The Leggy cheats are here. Just go And then plop, 99 lives. That ought to give you a leg. Yeah,
Oh my
how do you like
God.
that? Bar mitzvah. And how about in Glover, the only game that makes bodily noises whenever you enter codes in on the pause menu? You know when
my
you're just playing
God.
Glover like you normally would, and then, oh shit, the ball is gone because this game is Glover, and that's what the ball does in Glover. Well, don't worry, just type a quick pause code in, and presto, the ball is back. Sorry, Adolf. Pandemonium 2 allows you to do the same thing as Spyro by just giving you extra lives in case you need a leg. And Time Crisis gives you a small cheat menu by shooting the middle loop of the R and then the middle of the crosshairs twice on the start menu, not only allowing you to get 9 extra lives, but also unlimited continues and no reloading necessary. So long as you have the American version, I think, maybe. Because I shot more times in the middle of these points than any American ever could, and yet the cheat menu never appeared. Maybe that's what Lee Harvey Oswald was looking for. The other guy just got in the way. Considering right above this cheat in the book, there's also another one for easy mode that just so happens to be for the Japanese version only. That just goes to show that this game's cheats probably give you the biggest leg of them all. Up your ass. Cooler World, a hidden gem 3D puzzle game. It doesn't give you extra lives or whatever else because the game is over when your score falls below 0. So instead, you can just keep adding 30,000 to your point score to allow you to keep on going solving the puzzles. And if that isn't enough for you, you can activate invincibility, which I know sounds more game-breaking than just a little bit helpful, but all it does is stop your ball from being popped by spikes. As far as solving the trippy perspective-flipping 3D labyrinths go, it's still not easy even with invincibility. Look, this is a game about you physically altering gravity. I won't blame you for activating any of these cheats. You've even got to flip gravity around to read the manual. This game doesn't like you. Bollocks to it. Not only that, there's even a cheat for
Yeah,
Cooler
that's
World
actually
that
kinda
lies to
clever,
you.
but also
Ooh,
awkward.
A power pill sounds great, doesn't it? And all I have to do to get one is right circle, L2 circle, R1 circle, square circle all over the carpet. Well, this is what the power pill does to you.
Oh my God.
And while you're at it, activate motion blur on the bonus levels as well.
Oh
This
my
reminds me
God.
of the time I was 16, walking through the park at night, and someone came up to me and asked, "Would you like Mandy?" And I said, "Who's that?" The original Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, has a pretty straightforward couple of cheats that don't even require a pause to do. And then, as if by magic, you've got full magic. You might want to upgrade your magic first, though. And even a full blood refill as a last resort, just in case you needed it, without going too over the top with powerful cheats. But maybe it's not extra health that you need for a little leg. How about this code in... Oh, that's not a code. That's my real leg. Oof, how embarrassing. Oof, how did that clip get in here? How about this code in Ape Escape that gives you the ability to collect 99 explosive rounds for your slingshot, the most useful ammo in the game for knocking out dangerous monkeys from a distance? Well, with a quick pause, a button combination, and then you can then get 99 explosive rounds. Well, I mean, you have to collect the remaining 90 yourself. It doesn't just give you the ammo straight away, it makes your wallet bigger. But look, I can prove it works because usually you're only allowed 9, and I have 11, which means I can get another 88 whenever I want. Well, it's the only cheat for the game in here, so that's all you're getting. Shut up. How about in the original and first Worms? You can get yourself a little leg up against the last surviving 2 members of the Beatles by unlocking banana bombs and exploding sheep right then and there without going too overpowered. And I have always wanted to throw an exploding banana at Ringo Starr.
What has happened to me?
Have you ever heard of the Paul is dead theory? Well, it's true. And it was like exploding sheep.
Oh my God.
And you can even do something similar in Resident Evil Director's Cut. Exploding sheep and bananas. I mean the idea of still actually playing the game properly, but just getting a foot up instead of complete invincibility for Chris. Even though I'd like to treat him to that because...
Chris is our old partner, you know.
If you'd like to get double of every item you pick up, just hold right on the D-pad for a while on the skill select screen, wait for a nice green, and there you go. Double items and a little driving lesson. This is the ultimate definition of a leg as well, because even though you can get double of every item you pick up, to reap those benefits, you still need to play at the hardest difficulty, not the easiest. So you're not completely unstoppable, even though my disc does like to stop.
Hey, what's going on?
Barry, do something. Stop admiring the wood paneling. It's very old. Is that enough for you? Do something! Final Fantasy VIII is also in this book, but it doesn't have any cheats technically written down. Instead, it gives you every answer you need for the SEED tests that allow you to make more money throughout the game if you ace them properly. And you have all of your favorite test answers you need in here, like nini nin, ini nini,
Oh my god.
nin, and
Only 2
you
levels?
still actually have to play the game and you get like
Jeez.
99% of it. So to have the solutions to this one element of the game is not a blemish if you ask me. Nobody plays Final Fantasy VIII to take an exam. They play it to watch Squall turn into a urinal. If you'd like a couple of games that have an insane amount of leggy cheats ready for you to leg all over the place, there's always Tenchu 2. Tenchu 2 gives you a lot of options which you can pick and choose between, which is perfect if you'd like to decide what you actually need for some help, rather than suck all the fun out and give you everything all at once. You can have access to a full map with a very easy code on the map screen, as well as a few easy codes on the item screen and pause menu giving you all available items, or adding 1 extra of all the items you currently have, or even just restoring your health to full. Healing. Warcraft 2 is very similar in that sense as well. Go to the password screen and then pick and choose between more gold, oil and timber, all spells and full mana, more building options available at the very beginning, fast building, fast wood chopping, access to a complete map, and also lose level.
Wow.
It also has the best password fail noise I've ever heard. Sounds like my nose. For another RTS game example, if you could even call it that, there's SimCity 2000, where the literal only cheat in this book to give your leg a little rub is by allowing you to take any bonds you want at 0% interest for my lovely city of Hernyar, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's insanely helpful and still allows you to play the game enough to an extent where you don't need to feel bad about expanding your housing bubble until only millionaires can live in it.
Okay, I just need to make one thing clear. This is a really long poll. And when you start going down the rabbit hole of retro video game cheats, it can get very overwhelming, and people can accuse you of being a bad G-word, which is why I decided to...
Caddy, are you cheating?
Oh my god.
No! It's the bull, fox, bear, pig, cow, deer, dog, wolf, rat! How did you find me?
Oh, he's gone.
Part the third.
Wow.
Why even bother, you swine cheats? Look, I do get that you're likely looking at a cheat book either because A, you're struggling, B, you're a girl who just wants to have fun, or C, you suck. But these cheats available for the following list of games I honestly just don't get any personal enjoyment from. They give you too much power that doesn't feel like an earned reward or anything. Just immediately having everything at once doesn't do much for me. It's that moment after you pick up and hold your newborn for the first time. It's like, what do you do with it now?
We're talking about the super cheats.
Ooh.
Now, I'm not an anti-cheat guy whatsoever. Far from it. Cheating is fantastic. Just ask Lance Armstrong, Dream, or Dave Grohl. But as good as these God mode cheats are, and how much I would love for them to come back just for the hell of it, there's only so much satisfaction I can personally get out of just putting some button combinations in Crash 1 and then completing everything 100% immediately. You can't even save your game after you put that cheat in, so what's the point? And once you've put it in, you never even get to see Crash get fully erect. Why would you do that to yourself?
Alien Trilogy, Tony Hawk Skateboarding, Army Men Air Attack featuring bees, Livewire, Spec Ops Stealth Patrol, War Games, the action-packed all-out Frag Fest. You want to use another word there, Chief? Asterix, MTV Sports Skateboarding, Fighting Force 2.
Wow, you're using your head. Jeez. Oh my god.
Tastes like beef.
All of those games listed above just give you one-off cheats that unlock everything for you all at once alongside unlimited everything and invincibility, or just give you level codes that give you 100% completion. Like I said earlier, this only works for me in multiplayer racing or fighting games. In mostly single-player adventures or games of skill, I don't know why you just make yourself indestructible to a point of the game playing itself, or have the game literally complete itself. There's no catharsis, and that's saying a lot considering I coughed up some catharsis this morning. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like it in KKND Crossfire when this fierce chap is walking too close to my square leather hull, but I still want to feel like I did something myself to stop him. By the time you hit unlock all levels in Tony Hawk 1, that means it's all done, so there's nothing to really do after you go back into the level you just unlocked. What would one get out of this? Aside from another big head mode. In slow motion.
Slow motion? Oh my god.
In Siphon Filter, the book gives you a cheat for
like
all
that.
weapons and one-hit kill. Why bother running around town with a grenade launcher when you can just as easily spit on everyone with one shot of a potato gun? And as for Bubble Bobble, also featuring Rainbow Islands, first of all, its title is so long that the trademark symbol nearly overlaps the serial number, and secondly, the super cheat mode is so broken that they even give you a shame code to send you back to the previous level. Oh, I know what you can do. You can play catch. In fact, I'd say the best game in the book for an unlock absolutely everything super cheat is with Disney's Dinosaur, because when you go to the main menu and input the code, it doesn't do anything. Serves you right. Play it properly. You don't want to miss out on...
I'll have a look.
That's not to say that I don't like any super cheats though, far from it. They can have their uses, such as in Oddworld Abe's Exodus, where you can jump to any stage you'd like, but more importantly, you don't have to do that, and instead can use the super code in order to watch all of the FMV that the game has. The exact same goes for Ghost in the Shell too, and even Warhammer Dark Omen, the sequel to the ever popular and highly praised Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god. He's behind you. Oh my god.
I like cheese. You may all laugh at me with your
Really?
tubes and your electric cars, but let me ask you this. When the streaming giants eventually collapse and the only way to watch PS1 full motion video anymore is by having the games they come from, a console to play them on, and a cheat book to put in a code longer than a bus to watch them, who'll be laughing then? Well, not me. Because when I see this again, I'll end up offing myself. Ultimately, though, with these kinds of cheats, they can get a bit too bloated to a point of just not being fun anymore. What's the point of unlocking everything in Freestyle Scooter so that you never actually need to play it? Don't you want to unlock the levels yourself and catch some fat air?
No, that's very insensitive. He prefers to be called Chubby Air.
What is a major piss-off to me, though, is that there are over 24 games in this book with super cheats that can be abused, no doubt, but at the very least split their super god powers up into separate cheats so that you don't need to have absolutely everything if you don't want it, or just want to skip the current level you're on, or even pick the level you'd like to unlock up to instead of just having it all for yourself on a platter of fish and fish. Death Trap Dungeon, Blade, Global Domination, Urban Chaos made by Mucky Foot, Colony Wars, Colony Wars Vengeance, Colony Wars Red Sun, Army Men Sarge's Heroes featuring Sarge, Riff, Hoover, Shrap, Thick, and Very Small Real Woman. Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2, featuring all the gang, but someone is missing. I know where. In his mouth.
And I know what you're thinking. Caddy, Slay Queen, Yas. I know that this is a sequel that has to move along with the times, and there is a woman in it now, which is very progressive, but why is everybody still the same colour? Well, don't be so judgmental, they have thought about that. And there's actually more representation on the back. See? Now there's beige.
Tarzan, GTA 2, LMA Manager, Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. Who was Swampy in Frogger 1? That car. Hercules, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, which in fairness does let you pick how much stuff you want to unlock, but also lets you put a code in at the very beginning of the game to skip immediately to the final cutscene. You beat it. Wow, you are good. That is lovely. You're diabetic. Duke Nukem Time to Kill.
Jeez.
G-Police. G-Police 2, Weapons of Justice, like the bioweapon that gives you a nice rash on your mouth. Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider 3, Tomb Raider 4, Tomb Raider 5.
Where's Tomb Raider 2? It's not in there.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, War of the Worlds, Danger Girl, the hottest action game of all time with the hottest font, Comic Sans, Legacy of Kain, Army Men 3D.
Oh my god, you're back.
The Fear Effect, Xena Warrior Princess, Apocalypse starring Bruce Willis. It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels bored. Heart of Darkness, Medieval, Medieval 2, Critical Depth, Can you take the pressure?
No, that's why I'm cheating. Bye.
Forsaken, Theme Hospital,
Wow.
The Fifth Element, Nightmare Creatures
Jeez.
2. All of these games in the book feature those kinds of cheats that at least give you a choice on what you want to overpower yourself with without compromising on everything else that makes the game fun. Even the Gex games managed this balance with its cheats, despite the fact you can spam reward yourself as many remotes as you want.
Jeez.
Not to mention, Gex 3 even gives you the extra bonus of being able to play as the butler, and gives you the chance to force Gex to talk on command in case he didn't talk enough for you.
Jungle love is driving me mad.
At least this is the UK dub. I can listen to Cat from Red Dwarf talking about his tail for hours.
It's tail time! I used to walk that way, but the chafing's much better now. Tell me honestly, are my legs getting bandy? Prince Andrew, what an honor!
Okay, maybe not that one.
Your arm was around her waist.
Yes,
You've seen the photo.
I've seen the photograph.
Why would people not believe that you were there with her that night?
I want to lick it, but I know my tongue will get stuck.
Gex 2
Jeez.
lets you do the same thing, and I think this would usually be considered a bad thing, but again, it is the UK dub, so instead I'm very happy about it.
Goodbye, Mr. Bond. Ding dong. The things I do for crispy duck. Darling, sweetie.
Or if you're stuck with the US dub, just use the debug menu and turn off his voice entirely while keeping all of the other sound effects.
Cleanse me of all music.
Another
Jeez.
anomaly of a cheat for Gex 2 specifically, though, is known as rambling mode, where every time Gex says something, he'll repeat the final word or sound he makes a random amount of times, just like
Hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. There's plenty more where this came from. I'm yours. Just getting my kicks.
And then there are my two favourite quotes. This one,
I feel sick.
and this one.
Darling.
Too right, Gex. Do you have any last words before we move on?
Hey, there's a card in here for a good time called ISIS.
AIDS
my
Odyssey is
God.
another one that benefits from cheats that aren't completely game-breaking, such as automatically mimicking the passwords from the guards in the Mosaic Lines level without even getting the password correct, and being able to see all FMV on a new menu. But more importantly, where there was no gas before, you can now see your farts and they're green.
Then, all world conflict ceased to be, and everyone was happy.
By the way, Nightmare Creatures 2 is supposed to have a cheat that lets you walk through walls, but I swear to Christ it doesn't work. I inputted the code in exactly the way it tells you. I see things pop up on the screen like Castell and Hospital, and yet I could never walk through the walls. How dare you, Nightmare Creatures 2? Why do you have to lead me on like that? If you get me to this point, you're practically implying yes. With super cheats, though, there are some exceptions in the book that do provide me with potentially more enjoyment than the base game alone, and they are with GTA 1 and GTA London. GTA 2 has a few good cheats, but these two games specifically go above and beyond with what they give you, what you
so
can
this
choose
is
to
like
activate
how
without
it
ruining
looks
the
like before
experience,
the
and even if you
future
do
games?
activate everything all at once, it's an open sandbox game. And you know what they say about sandboxes? Not even a poo can ruin them. Unlimited ammo for weapons, body armor, extra cash, instant maximum wanted level, no police at all, get out of jail for free. This stuff makes sense in games like this. And you're so powerful, you don't even have to ruin any innocent pedestrian's day by carjacking them. You set them on fire instead. I'm not sure what's better though, the cheats working in the game or the actual cheat names themselves. Eat this, the shit, blow me, Satan lives, and bastard. Like, if you want a permanent 5-time score booster in GTA 1, you start a new game and name your save file excrement. Excrement! I would honestly go to university, study game development, and learn how to code just so I could create my own game and let you unlock unlimited ammo by naming yourself Runny Fecals.
But ultimately, for me, cheat menus are just a little bit too been there, done that. It's stuff I've already seen before. It's like me getting a dick pic. Means nothing to me. I see my own one all the time, when it's warm. So, if you're like me, and cheat menus don't quite scratch the itch, well... need more cheats?
Jeez.
Oh yes, luckily, if this book itself wasn't enough for your 230 PS1 games you definitely own, then we can have a sexy lady to help us out, being all sexy with her fish hair. Call me 24/7.
So much for
I've got
one
what I
buck.
need. Well, that's convenient, because I was just looking for square collarbones and a gun. And so long as you live in the UK and you have a cellular telephone on Orange Mobile, you can give this number a call to hear all of her dirty secrets, like...
Calls to this number are barred from your phone. Goodbye.
Now, I'm sure you're all dying to know, why should you pay for cheats when you can get these kinds of books for free alongside a hippin' dippin' magazine that your parents don't understand because they're squares? Does that mean that you actually are paying for the cheat book and the magazine is a free gift because it's a massive crap? Does that mean that the cheats that are in the free books for the magazines are actually worse than the ones that you can pay for with your own money on the telephone?
Well, why don't we have a look and see for ourselves? The magazine that my Buzz cheat book that doesn't feature Buzz came from was an unofficial fan publication known either as Planet PlayStation or PlayStation Planet, depending on your preference in lover. It has budget games, massive guides, break-in news, and it's the only magazine with total PlayStation attitude.
Get out of my room!
This book in particular was apparently a free gift in issue 33
hilarious.
of this magazine. And I gotta say, I spent months scouring the internet, setting up Google keywords and eBay keywords, waiting for an alert to pop up on somebody selling it, and came up completely empty. The closest I could get was this one, issue 34. And issue 33 doesn't seem to exist anywhere. Did this piss book manifest itself from the piss dimension? Where's issue 33? I can't find it. Ooh, it makes me as mad as him.
Okay, then fine. If this is the best I can do, then we might as well take a quick look while we're here. What's going on in this magazine, then? Oh, no. I guess seeing all the toddlers in McDonald's pushed him over the edge. Unique logos and tones for your mobile.
Oh my god.
Beware, this game is not for the faint-hearted. Ooh, thank goodness. I'm glad I'm not the only one scared of men standing alone in dark rooms looking at a hen. Cardswap.com. Pokemon are a load of pants. I want Dragon Ball Z cards. Pants with a capital P. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX. Bunny hops, wheelies, flares, and bar spins. It's gotta be Matt Hoffman. Hello, I'm Matt. Spelled in the same way as the thing you wipe your shoes on. I'm very excited about my game. Please buy my game. You are a planet. Dude, what's this? I can win my very own PS2 from GameStation? Sign me up. Oh, and while I'm here, can I also win GameStation?
Hi, I'm Linda. I have legs, and I want you to join me in the lay zone.
Oh dear, what happened to the unlimited cheats lady? Somebody ran her over. I can't pretend to be happy while you look like this. How do you expect me to enjoy the tone of the week now? Ride Wit Me by Nelly featuring City Spud. Can my rap name be Urban Potato?
Oh man, this has got to be the most early 2000s thing I think I've ever seen. Join the text party and get texting today. It lists 9 steps for you to get into a group chat and say hello, and then it costs 50p for every new text you send afterwards. Spider-Man 2, Enter Electro. We get our sticky fingers on Spidey's
part photo.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a bit cool, I suppose, cheats. These are the cheats in the book that I think are just kinda neat. They're not necessarily helpful and not necessarily there to blow your head off, but are really sweet little bonuses that make you say to yourself, well, that's a neat cheat. I call them neats. You know, the kind of things like in Crash Bash, where you can access a demo of Spyro 3 by holding a few buttons down on the Sony Entertainment screen. Have you ever played through all of Final Fantasy IX, got to the very ending, watched all of the credits, waited until the end appeared on the screen, and said to yourself, God damn, I sure wish there was a stupid long sequence of buttons I could press so I could play blackjack right now? Well, now you can. Well done, you mad
Oh my
bots of
god, you can
Recimeter in the
actually play
Asteroids remake.
blackjack.
By putting a code in the main menu,
in this
you get
game,
to play
if you
the
have the
original
code, oh my
Asteroid,
god, that
which
is
even
just
has
random.
its own cheat menu. How cool is that? Or in the original Cool Borders, where you go to the options menu and, I quote, press select loads of times, about 40, then you'll hear this noise, and all of a sudden, the game's announcer sounds a little bit different.
Ready! Ready!
Why was this locked behind 40 repeated button presses on the options menu? I know.
but I'm not going to tell you.
Then there's Taifu, Wrath of the Tiger, where with a simple button combination during the gameplay, you can turn on Crazy Blood, the closest thing the PS1 has to the infamous Mortal Kombat Super Nintendo blood code. It doesn't change anything about the game, except now the standard level of blood you'd expect to see from a snake with arms ends up being closer to a garden sprinkler full of jam, all without changing the 11+ age rating. Blood is very good for you kids, and you can see more of it right now if you head to the kitchen and do it. Sorry everybody, avenging my Kung Fu Tiger clan will have to wait. I'm too busy fixing the burst plumbing at the Heinz factory. The most common type of need to me, though, are all the extra skins and character options across multiple games, and this book has a ton of them. Just like in 007 Racing, the classic game where you get to race around with all of James Bond's most famous cars, and her on a piggyback. Most of the cheats for this game in the book aren't very neat at all because you need to become a professional speedrunner to unlock them, but one cheat in particular is not only neat, but uniquely fourth wall breaking. By following the book, you put a sequence of buttons on the start screen and make this happen. You also unlock the Aston Martin Vantage for multiplayer, but who cares? I just want to tickle the start screen. That's not what's neat though. What makes this cheat extra neat is that this one in particular was staring at you the entire time. On the front cover of the game, on the license plate.
A cheat code on the front cover? But that's not a cheat book, it's a front cover.
In Hogs of War, you can get access to an entire extra secret team of pigs known as Team Lard by just naming your save file differently, alongside getting access to all of the game's FMV by naming the file What a Pork.
What a pork?
Oh, observe how well made weapon operates.
Oh dear. Did you ever want to play as the classic All-Stars team in ISS Pro 98? Well, don't be such a foosball and get kicked around by my feasts. Use a code on the mode selection screen. How about in Street Fighter Collection, where you can get access to Akuma in Super 2 Turbo with a simple button combination when selecting Ryu, and even Evil Dude Ryu in Alpha 2 Dash. Ryu's dark alter ego that you don't want to upset. Or else he'll make you play a shitty game.
Fun fact, if you watch my videos on your phone while pressing the like button and subscribe button, and then commenting my nickname Caddy at the same time, nothing happens. Oh no, my evil twin brother Baddie appeared.
Hello everyone, I love being evil.
Ooh, why I order. I'll get you one day, Baddie, mark my words.
No you won't, I'm a menace, and you can't catch me.
Darn, I nearly had him.
Did you ever play Need for Speed Porsche 2000 and say to yourself, oh boy, I sure do love Porsche and driving Porsches in this Porsche game, but gee, I wish I could have more Porsches. Well, that's nice, and luckily there's a cheat for you that can do that. You've pushed yourself to the edge. Now drive over it. That is awful advice. Did Richard Hammond write it? Dave Mirror Freestyle BMX is a game that I'm very good at because it doesn't slow down or lag and lets you land every trick without a sweat. But you know what could possibly make this even better? That's right, a code to play as Amish Boy.
Oh my god.
Wait, you have to beat the game 10 times. Well, that's not very Christian of you, is it? Okay, scratch that. There is another character unlock here. A code to play as Slim Jim, the mascot of the snack food of the same name, because the first thing that comes to my head when I think BMX is thin sausage. What's your favorite style of Slim Jim? Style 1, Style 2, Style 3, Style 4, or Style 5? To be honest, I'm very happy about this because I can relate to old Jimmy here. We both have the same name, we both are quite slim, and we're both named after cured deli meats. There's another game known as Supercross 2001, which also has character unlock codes for secret characters. 3 to be precise. Billy Ray Mudmullet, Hot Tub Harvey, and Astronut. Fun fact, he was the original planned mascot for the PS5 back in 2001, but he was scrapped at the last minute after Sony realized Astronut's Playroom wouldn't work as a kid's game. If secret character unlocks aren't really your thing though, then don't worry. The book has you covered with a couple of games like Formula 1 98 officially licensed game. Not only does this game feature commentary from the world famous Jewel, but the cheats here can unlock a fair few super secret tracks for you to race on. And then, in Ridge Racer Revolution, you don't get any immediate unlock cheats for new cars or tracks, but instead the ability to adjust the weather of each track you race on by not doing anything on the opening Gallagher minigame. Now that is really neat, as I always say whenever I write it down and have to read it. It also tells you that by holding down L1 and R1 on the main menu, you can move the spotlight around. Look at me go.
Oh,
Not to
man.
mention, isn't this also neat? You can unlock all the extra cars and a thing called buggy mode, which can only be unlocked by getting 100% on the intro Gallagher minigame. Sounds difficult, right? Well, it is, but luckily there's also a cheat that gives your Gallagher ship a nippy bastard laser to make that no problem at all. Look, there you go. You did perfect. You, on your own. Now you have all of the cars, and now they're all portly. I love this. Wee! You're in. You also activate this thing called spin mode with a cheat on the start line. Once activated, on certain turns around the track, you'll now be allowed to spin in full circles multiple times for bonus points. Pretty neat. There are also a few other games with neat cheats that don't just fall into the secret characters category alone, like with Silent Hill, where you can hold all the shoulder buttons in the options menu to access hidden options that can drastically alter the game. Toggle auto aiming on and off. Mess around with how walking and running works. Mess around with how the camera works, which I definitely could have done with. And my favourite, customise the blood colour. First of all, I appreciate that, because when I saw this moment, I really thought Silent Hill stepped over the line, and I wouldn't have been anywhere near as scared if it was all green. And second of all, once you pick the right colours, suddenly nobody around you is scaring you with hyper-realistic blood anymore. They've all just got a phlegmy cough. Bust a Move 4 is a game about popping bubbles, and it has some neat cheats in the book that offer you a variety of different extra bonuses. Stuff such as an entire extra set of puzzles to play, 6 extra characters to play as, and a talking demo option where you can cosplay as Richard Nixon and jack the phone lines to listen in on different conversations between 2 characters, like Bub and Bob, Marino and Brum, and Tam Tam and Grr. Hey Bob, have you found a rainbow bubble? Yes, you got it. But I will not give it to you. What? Why do you make such an effort to protect your bubbles? I need bubbles to keep myself shining. Bye then. I always get what I want. You can't get my bubbles so easily. Youth can sometimes be fatal.
That's it.
Sorry kids, you're gonna die, I guess. Okay, so that was fun, but this is my favourite absolutely pointless bonus I've ever seen in a video game. A tarot card reading mode, where a new selection opens up for you in the options menu that will reach out to your soul from the TV to describe you and your love life. This is gonna be good.
Wait, but I'm not Jewish. How could it do that?
1. Past. You were going to win his or her heart. You had no regret about your chase of ideal love. Confidence helped your love. This is very accurate. Okay, good start. 2. Present. It cannot be helped. The ending of the love is approaching.
Oh.
But this means the beginning of a new love. Don't turn around. Okay, fine. Not the best outcome, but not a complete washout. And thanks for the advice. Death upright. What, like a horse? 3. Near future. There will be a time to make a decision to build up a good relationship between you and him or her. Nothing will seem to be a hardship. No need to hesitate. Happiness will lie in front of you. Okay, good to know. I'm writing it down. Leave my fiancé, leave my stepkids, my love will flourish and everything will get easier. 4. Goal or purpose. However hard you worked, you could not gain his or her love. Hang on, wait, what? Perhaps you hadn't made enough efforts, or maybe you were not willing to. No, but you said that I wouldn't have any hardships. How can I work hard when there's no work? 5. As others see you, you could not gain love because you did only common things. All right, okay. Hold on a moment, Jacob Rees-Mogg. What are you trying to say? You must not have admitted yourself as a loser before you fought. This is the worst dating profile I've ever made. 6. As you see yourself, you were anxious about the unreliable love and had lost concentration on love. Yeah, can you blame me? 7. Outcome. Oh Christ, how is this all gonna end? Incredibly, things were getting better. The great power of fortune led you to happiness. Form a line, ladies.
So there you have it, everybody. Bust a Move 4 knows me better than I know myself. And all it took was me being confident in finding love, then losing all of it when I never even found it in the first place, then finding a new girlfriend and having an easy life, then losing her because I had an easy life, then being a boring, lonely man, then give up on love and happiness, and then get everything I ever wanted and being happy. My new book, How to Pull Chicks, is coming out.
Street Fighter EX2 is another game with some exclusive hidden cheat code bonuses, not just with being able to play as Garuda, Kairi, Hayate, and Shadow the Hedgehog, but also with 4 extra bonus minigame modes that I'm pretty sure are only unlockable with cheats, but I could be wrong about that. I don't know this game. Don't correct me, I really, really don't care. It is nice that there are already things available in the bonus menu for you, but to be honest, barrel and watch barrel replay don't sound too thrilling, so I'm happy to unlock other things like Excel Break, a minigame in which I have no idea what I'm doing. In fact, if you don't know how EX2 works at all, this might as well be called Blurry Spasm Mode. And even though I had no clue what was going on, apparently there were still 3 people worse than me, causing me to come 7th. And my name is Wig. Another bonus game here is called Satellite Fall.
I'm up.
I can't do it. And God did I try. Lord how I tried. And I got so close to winning, but I wasn't quite good enough. And unfortunately, the entire world broke in half. Oops. It's okay though, because even though the world ended, I still came 5th. And my name is... Bag. Well, hey, in my defense, if I'm a Street Fighter, then I think I won, because all of the streets lost. The third minigame is called Versus Bison 2. And I'm gonna pick Bison for it, so I can't possibly lose. Oh, okay, well, you didn't tell me Bison 2 was a crocodile. Obviously, I didn't win this mode. I suck at Street Fighter, and I have absolutely no idea how to avoid any of his nonsense. In fact, I only managed to hit him 1 single time. Yeah, right in the nads. The bonus minigame I was most excited for, though, was Maniac Mode. I thought to myself, goodness, what could this possibly all be about? It sounds hilarious. And for such an amazing sounding mode, I have to pick someone with an amazing sounding name. So I went with... Area. I'm sad to report, though, that this mode isn't anything that mental. It's just one of those combo activation challenge modes. And again, since I'm absolutely useless at this game, I couldn't get past the first combo challenge, even though I did know how to activate the first move, Great Cancer.
Hey, blame the game, not me.
Jeez. Man. What was this?
There are whispers from an age long lost to the cruel sands of time. An age of discovery, an age of nobility, yet an age of foolishness. An age where even the most steadfast of men would be driven to insanity and even death by the seductive allure of a promise. Far, far away in the haziest fog of the Atlantic. A promise that would later be told in myth and legend, and a promise that would give countless sailors the courage to risk their bodies and their minds in order to obtain the cheat code to see Lara Croft naked on the PlayStation.
Sadly, that cheat code was never real, and everybody ruined their relationships for the sake of trying to see these, when all you had to do was go out and buy a book to look at tourist destinations in Egypt. But that doesn't mean you couldn't get anywhere near some breets with some extra neat costume cheats that you could eat on the PS1. And one example is in International Track and Field 2. But first, I have to pick a country. French. My name is Bonjour, and what you have to do here is highlight the sport that you want, enter a button sequence, and then your competitor gets a new costume for that event, like a superhero costume displaying all the colours of France. Then the event begins, he doesn't try at all, comes in last place, flies away, and still qualifies. A typical day for the French. But hang on a second, this is just silly, not a horn. Well, don't worry, because the exact same code works across most of the other sports, and particularly in the swimming events, where you can get all of the women stripped down to another regular piece of swimwear. Well, in fairness, you can see a lot more skin than you would otherwise, and those outfits do not leave anything up to the imagination. Look at the hip bones on her. You could cut a steak with them. And how about this lady's arms? Is she a woman or an aeroplane?
Oh boy. Oh my god.
Nothing else crazy happens for the rest of the event aside from just the fact that they are now in bikinis, but right at the final moment before the results screen, the replay does have this. Absolutely lovely. I think I ate this at my last roast dinner. Don't worry though, I hear you. These aren't that controversial. I do understand, so let's crank it up a notch. How about we take a quick peek at a cheat in the book for Cool Borders 2, the controversial sequel where they decided to include a little snowboarding pixie guardian. Now, according to the book, this cheat allows you to unlock, and I quote, pervy outfits, because you're a right perv, aren't you, me old mucker? Down the chippy. Once you've inputted the code correctly, you start a freestyle match, and then suddenly, the two female characters get some alternative costumes. Cindy dressing up in a very skimpy leather outfit, and Irene dressing up as a German. There's also a few extra naughty choices on top of these, but I mean, come on, you've got to go snowboarding in a thong. Dominatrixes on a snowboard is a very specific kink of mine, and god damn it, I want to live it. Look at this. Look at this. It's glorious. I wasn't sure what to expect, but this does not disappoint even slightly. 10 out of 10. How protective is it?
Oh my god.
Okay, I think we've had enough fun. Let's try another track. Is the game watching me? For the final example of this in the book, we have this game here, named after my favourite shop down the street, Lemon's 24 Hours. If you would like to feel a little bit better about yourself after you fail a race, then you're in luck, because by naming yourself Jackpot, whenever you see the try again screen, there'll be a right woof standing on the side, doing an impression of a skateboard ramp. This is great, isn't it? What a tame and stupid thing to just not have in your game to begin with. And the fact that you have to name yourself Jackpot makes it all the funnier. Yeah, man, I hit the jackpot today. When I was playing PlayStation, I got to see a picture of a woman standing away from me. Get it! Let's finish this section off with one final game in the book full of neat cheats for alternate costumes and voice clips that aren't all sticky, and that is in the cult classic Marvel Superheroes, the game that got the glowing review, "Nothing can prepare for the explosion that is Marvel Superheroes," from the well-known professional review company, A Game Fan. If you'd like to play as Thanos in this game, no worries. In a few seconds and a little button combination on the character select screen, now you can, and you don't even need to pay $4.99 for him.
Oh no, wait. Who turned on the smooth jazz? No, turn it off! Turn it off now! You know how much Thanos likes show tunes? He can't control himself if he hears lounge music. If you don't switch it off, he won't be able to stop himself clicking along with the trumpet!
Jeez. Oh my god. Oh, what happened? What did Thanos gain?
Hello, boys and girls. I want you to play a very fun game with me. Yes? I've lost my best friend, and I need your help to find him. So, boys and girls, where's Caddy?
He's home, so why don't we move on to...
Really? Oh my god.
Thank God! The post is here! I haven't seen you in ages. Have you been delivering a lot of letters?
Lettuce? Oh man.
Delivery, what is it? A CD that you put in your PlayStation and then use it to activate even more cheats across even more games. Oh god. From the makers of Explorer, Exploder. That's a stupid name. What? Does that mean that when you play the game in the console, it explodes?
Yes.
I have two of these discs from the Exploder company. The first one, Pocket Power Station Exploder Cheat CD, and its sequel, Pocket Power Station Exploder Cheat CD. I know these aren't cheat books and don't give you codes, but I don't know when I'm ever going to look at these things ever again. And these particular discs I have actually come for free in another magazine, much like my precious little piss book. So as far as I'm concerned, it still fits the theme of free cheats. And if you disagree, then you're a peed. These are really cool little snippets of console game history, because similar to something like Game Genie on the old Nintendos, these discs don't just give you a list of button combinations or anything. They're actual software that interacts with the game titles programmed into it by adding lines of code to change how the gameplay variables operate. You activate the cheats you want to use for the listed game, hit go, and then while the PS1's internal console memory suspends the cheat commands, you take out the cheat disc, swap it with the actual game disc you chose to cheat on, and then as if by magic, you suddenly have 23 million credits in Gran Turismo 2 before you even have a driving license, and the Sunday Cup Racing Trophy is already yours. I'm not even braking around the corners, I am crashing on purpose. I'm just that rich that it doesn't matter.
By the way, I decided to take a look and see how much it would cost me to actually buy 23 million credits in Gran Turismo 7 on PS5. Oh, okay. It's not that much, actually. It's only £183.
Oh my god.
Just over $200. Well, Well, that's not very good, is it?
And much like magazines, it's a proper trip looking back at these because the discs themselves even have ads preloaded onto them, including for the magazine that they came for free with.
I'm going to take a drink now.
100% PlayStation, 0% fair. Well, why would I buy it then? And that's not all. There's also an ad for Gear magazine for all of your monthly gear news and gear gossip. Didn't you hear?
Jeez.
Gear is the magazine that takes no shit. No, you're right. It takes WD-40. Lots of the cheats on these discs are for games we've already found in the book, and some are for games that'll be in the book later on in this video. But a surprising amount of them are for games not in the book, like Digimon World. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon have the flosses. Change! Do I have a Digivice? No. Do I have friends? No. My name is Bendy. What's my Digimon's name? Bendy. Watch out, world. Here comes Bendy and Bendy, saving the day with maximum health, maximum attack power, all fire skills learnt immediately, and 99 metal bananas. Yeah, take that. Nobody here stands a chance in File City. I'm a kid, I think I should leave. And there's also some cheats on the disc for World's Scariest Policeman. Now, I figured this was just a fun little pretend game about pretend coppers committing pretend gross negligence and pretend sexism in the pretend Metropolitan Police, but I was way off. I had no idea this is a game based on a real-life show in the States. Real-life World's Scariest Police chases caught on camera with real criminals and lots of people getting hurt or killed made into a video game for your greasy children. It seems a little insensitive to me, but I gotta say, I am really looking forward to the Jeffrey Dahmer video game from the team that made Manhunt. Even without cheats, I love this game. I don't even get the point. You just drive around being a policeman, point your finger at the next unsuspecting car who is now suddenly a criminal, and then stop him! He's resisting arrest! We have no choice! We must kill you now! After you do enough damage to the unwilling suspect and smash up half the city you're trying to protect, you then just leave the burned husk of a car behind on the road. Well done, Rozzers. Don't worry about the collateral damage. You put a very dangerous man in the ground today. He committed the terrible crime of being a car. Look, there is clearly a lot of corruption in the deep state of World's Scariest Police chases, so it's lucky that we have a cheat from this disc that allows us to have unlimited ammo. Brilliant. Why didn't anybody think of this before? Now all of our police problems are solved. It's weird though, because these discs could often provide you with even more ways to cheat in a game that normal button combination cheats from a book could never compete with. And yet, as far as I could tell from the discs that I have, none of these cheats appear to go anywhere near silly or ridiculous. They're mostly just stripping the code down and overriding it so that you can do the mundane, like completely freezing a timer in a character selection screen, or the complete other end and turn you into a rampaging invincible god with a space jump that makes you say ugh every 2/3 of a second. I wouldn't describe these disc cheats as cheats in the traditional sense, and more like hacks, since they don't appear to be built into the game at all, ready to be unlocked by you. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to access the unlimited Gatling gun in Resident Evil 3 at the start of the game with traditional cheats. But with this disc, now you can, and have access to all of the maps and files so that you can read all of the puzzle clues for the end of the game and not be able to do anything about it. Oh no, this game has explicit violence and gore? No, it doesn't.
Willy.
But it does now.
Oh my god.
More blood mode. I love this, but there should definitely be an additional content warning if you turn this hack on. This game contains scenes of explicit bolognese. But yeah, don't expect the outlandish and silly stuff like that all of the time. It's very uncommon. Like I said, these are more just completely game-breaking. The stuff that means that you never need to worry about playing the game properly anymore so that you can sit back and enjoy the computer graphics movie. Have you ever wanted to give Lara Croft unlimited air underwater, or manually adjust the firing rate of her pistol so she turns into a big-boobed sentry turret? Or give her an unlimited ammo rapid-fire revolver?
Jeez.
Dude, you can even give Snake unlimited air in Metal Gear Solid. He's not Solid Snake anymore. He's Flaccid Fish. Oh, no. Unlimited ammo and every gun too.
The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
Okay.
Wow.
What was that noise?
There is just one problem with hacking Metal Gear Solid though. It completely breaks
Wow, it's stopping.
For some
Oh
reason,
my
the
God,
music plays
rolling
4 times the speed it should, the subtitles all overlap each other, and the cutscenes and codec conversations are...
Negative for 1 year's turn to left. Purge the night, the dark.
repeating that you is a red green
Is the point.
Yeah, I've found that so many times. Oh my god.
Get her for fat woman make on the millet. They're the ground.
I'm not sure if this
Oh
is
my
some
God.
kind of built-in anti-piracy punishment, or if
Jeez.
this is just what the cheats do as a side effect. Oh man, we're coming up to my
Man, the
favourite
music's
part. Do
so
you guys all
messed
remember
up.
that classic moment where Snake sees Liquid in the Hind D helicopter?
Jeez, so many loading. It pauses. What?
The 2 cheat discs I have are sadly considered sample discs, which I guess explains why they came for free with magazines, much like the book itself did. And looking into the built-in ads, it turns out they are actually a demo in and of themselves for a full disc version of this exploder thing, with over 6,000 cheats for your Playstamons. But that's the thing that you've got to pay for, and I'm not about that. We're sticking with what you can mangle your games with for free. So back to the book. Oh my face! Win a robot dog worth over £1,000? I've always wanted a robot dog. They're way better than this one. He doesn't even charge. I'm calling this number right now. Ring, ring. Hello? Oh no, wrong number.
Really?
That was a postman Pat. What's this? Total PS1 attitude? Yeah. Just like this man. He's oozing it. Giant cheats poster. What do you mean? It's tiny. What?
Oh my god. Holy cow. Jeez, that's a lot of cheat information.
Oh.
Oh my god.
These are cheats. I don't know what I was expecting, but even with the front cover telling me exactly what it was, didn't prepare me for the fear I now feel. What is this heap? Who asked for this? I want to know, because I will send it to your house with a packet of bird flu. I'm just, like... I'm speechless. This is the most useless thing I think I've ever seen. No, not just from video games, just everything, ever. I love it. It's my new favourite thing in the world. Who asked for it? Oh no, I can't beat this level. What do I do? Oh, I know. I'll consult the wall. How does it sound for you to need a cheat right then and there, and then need to stand up in order to get it? How are you supposed to get the code you want and input it while playing the game without losing it, while looking back and forth between the game and the wall?
Oh my
And
god,
what
that
if
would
the
have been a
cheat code that
pain
you
to
want
do
use
that.
doesn't end up working? Should you keep trying again because you thought you input it wrong? Or is it a fake cheat? Or is it because you just couldn't read the damn thing? I can barely even see the text unless I'm nose deep on top of it. Do you need a magnifying glass accessory that came for free with issue 31? And if you're sociopathic enough to want to use this as a poster and nothing else, if you have the thing put up properly, there's one entire section of the paper that's different from the rest of it, and it's sideways! This whole thing is taking 7 lefts to turn right. If the person who invented this idea isn't locked up, I'd love to say hi. This is inspiring. And the cherry on top of all of it is that if you don't want the Bible on a poster to use as a reference, then don't worry, there's an alternative end. You can always instead use a badly rendered, ugly 3D man with 1/7 of a fringe. I've hit the jackpot. Stop the video there. Can't get any better than this. Wait.
It's almost, well, 2
postman
hours
used
left
the
of this
post to
video.
post me a poster.
Jeez.
Part of
5.
thoroughly unhelpful and debatably even cheats. As much as there are some pretty sick cheating ops in this book, there are nearly just as many cheats for all sorts of games that are a waste of life and not worth the tree that was killed to print them. Whether they be overly complicated for the sake of an award not even worth it, or they unlock a feature that does nothing but inconvenience you, or they do nothing cool at all and just waste the precious air you need to survive, there are many games listed in this book that just let you down after getting your hopes up after seeing them included. Much like in Destruction Derby 2, where if you change your championship file name to credits, nothing happens. but you will see animated credits. I think this one is worth 3 ETH. I can just imagine all the people that played this game back in the day, whose legal name was Credits, getting very confused after they put their name in. The always classic Spider-Man also has a variety of cheats in the book. However, one in particular requires you to write a swear word in the password screen, and then this happens. I can't believe Spider-Man was a nun all along. Also, the cheat book says that Spider-Man is supposed to appear, wipe the word away, and then replace it with something less offensive, like flower. But I can tell you, after hours of experimentation, I could not get him to wipe the swears away. He just wants to beat them up. Well, good for you, Spidey, teaching some valuable lessons to the kids out there. Oh, okay, well, he didn't mind that one.
Oh my
by
God.
the way, it's about time we put an end to this argument. You know Miles Morales? Yeah?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you right now. Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man. He's Spider-Man, just like Peter.
Those quote-unquote cheats that shouldn't even really be cheats in the first place, like holding all the shoulder buttons and triangle in Crash 2 while changing warp room floors in order to fight a boss you already beat, or using codes in Championship Bass in order to unlock challenge mode, or in Everybody's Golf, where holding L1 and X while selecting a character lets you change the stance of the golfers.
Really?
Why are all these things hidden with secret codes? Shouldn't they just be part of the game to begin with? The same
Oh my
goes
God.
to Wipeout 3, where there's a lovely code in the book that allows you to change the color of the turbo pads. Why is this a secret? And furthermore, why would you want to even do it anyway? I can teach you how to change the color of a turbo pad myself. Just get yourself a girlfriend, wait for about 4 weeks, and then ask her if you can have a look at. And it's one thing to be pointless, but it's another thing to be thoroughly unhelpful. Like in Star Wars Demolition, the game where you finally get to pilot all of the iconic Star Wars vehicles, like the Snowspeeder, the AT-ST, the Pod Racer, the Land Speeder, and Boba Fett. You know what you need in a game where you have low gravity ships to steer? Even less gravity.
Oh my God. This looks really awkward.
This isn't fat air anymore. This air is morbidly obese. Ah, it's Hagrid.
Hello, Harry.
And then there's Command & Conquer Red Alert. Start the game, open the sub-menu, select the PlayStation symbols in a certain order, and then you get access to a bomb that is so powerful that it even bombs yourself and you lose. Oh, and here's another one. Turn all the ore into beer. Okay, then what happens with that?
Oh, jeez.
Well, I didn't know what else I was expecting. Those wacky Soviets and their drink. Hang on, wait, now the game is telling me not to drink. Alright, Dad. I mean, what else can you even say? Everything is the same. Nothing has changed. There's just beer now. Being drunk up by diggers, just like Muck when he's finally had enough of Bob. But aside from all of that, this cheat is a bad idea, because like you should have already learned in school, beer always kills you. The follow-up game is also in this book, Command & Conquer Retaliation, named as such because the Soviets lost the previous game after all that beer, so they got rid of it and tried attacking this time. And let's be real, who needs alcohol to win a war when you can change the name of your civilian building to Jonathan's house? Or how about Big Ern's? Or Kurt's house? Ludwig's house? Claudia's home because she doesn't live in a house? Jason's manor? Simon's mansion? Munson's pub? Munson's pub? I have never met a Munson before. What kind of name is Munson?
Oh my
And why
God.
doesn't he own Munson's mansion?
Right with that, comrade. Your mission in the Ukraine is simple.
Nope, not touching that one.
Star Wars Masters of Terras Cassi, presented in the two languages that you can't think of without the other, English and Finnish. In a fighting
English
game,
and
being able to
Finnish?
see your health bars is very important, which is why the book includes a cheat that gets rid of them. Who's winning? Who's losing? Well, I am for playing this. Who the hell knows? It's part of the fun. And while you're here, feel free to turn on Big Head mode, and suddenly you'll see your
my
granddad in the 60s. Ugh, I'm bored of this. Moving on. Game abort. Oh. You'd be surprised how many racing games have cheats that just do not help you. Take V-Rally 2, for instance. Was all of this shit a little bit too difficult for you? I wouldn't blame you for saying that, but don't worry, because you can always make things easier with the double speed cheat.
wrong way.
Oh, thank you. I didn't notice. For God's sake, you're going so fast that the race begins before the countdown to the roll-up even ends. I've had enough of this. It's just too silly. Cars jump higher.
Oh my god.
Have you ever played an extreme sports game on the PS1 but desperately wished that the environment looked like a giant smear? Well, have no fear.
Now I have no fear.
For every cool unlockable bonus level you can get with cheats, like a volcano stage with skeletons, or a canyon level with aliens, who are indeed world-renowned for their love of mountain biking, there's also stuff like this. I love this, whatever this is. Look at it, it's a mess. It's like a skid mark after a Skittles milkshake. But if that's not quite your tempo, how about this?
Oh my god.
Red pill, blue pill, Hillary, Bush, who cares? Take them both, and you'll wake up as a professional downhill mountain biker.
That is
you know
so
what, though?
glitched
It's
up.
cool and everything, but it's still not enough for me. I want to see even less. Dots mode. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Jeez. It broke the game. Jeez.
I thought I left all the bullies behind when I left school. Now I'm being bullied by a volcano. You know what, though? I'm fond of you, skeletons. Even in death, still cheering us on in the afterlife. I want to join you. Where's the anti-gravity cheat?
Jeez.
Did you know you activate this cheat by naming yourself Big Floater? As far as
Big
terrible,
Floater.
unhelpful cheats go, there's nothing quite like the ones that require you to do even more work than it would be to
This
just
is
play
actually
the
kind of a
damn
cool
thing
effect.
normally and get the same result. In Destruction
Like
Derby
I'm sure
1,
cheat.
if you type in Monkey as your name, start a match, and then do 5 360-degree spin attacks on other cars without crashing too much, which is way harder than it sounds, you will spawn a monkey on the track. And then, if your engine hasn't blown off yet, you can chase the monkey and hit him for an extra 50 points every time. Who even cares? By the time you manage to sort all of this out, you've either already made over 100 points or you're shown off on a speed limit PSA. Do you know how long it took me to get my first single 360-degree attack? 18 minutes, and I needed to do that 4 more times on that run, which only lasts about 90 seconds. It's not possible, I swear to Christ. You can't see what's coming
probably play,
behind
like,
you. There's too
20
many
to
cars
30
blocking each other to
games
spin
of
them.
this,
You don't have enough health to
possibly.
survive long enough, and your car must be going on a bear hunt because it has to go through everything. I tried for over an hour to make this all happen and recycled enough cars to build another sweatshop. Yet the best I could do was 3 360s in one match. But the computer players, oh well, they can knock me into a 360 whenever the hell they want. They don't even think about it. And they don't think about it because they're computer players. They don't have human brains that think. My uncle has a computer. I asked him. And yeah, I know there are cheats for invincibility and choosing how many cars you want on the track and blah blah blah. But here's the problem with that, sunshine. These are name entry cheats. So you
Flashback
can only
from
activate
the
one
baby
of these at a
games he
time.
did
Useless.
5 years
Totally
ago.
useless. And as for Rayman, well, Rayman's cheats in this book are just a cacophony of empty promises. First of all, Rayman is xenophobic against fairness, so you start off with a sigh of relief when you see the level unlock codes. But it's one of those cheats that unlocks literally everything, meaning there's no point playing any of the levels because there's nothing to collect, meaning that you can just go straight to the end of the game and win, making those codes completely worthless. After you're done crying, you then see an extra continues cheat. Oh, good. If there's one thing Raymond definitely needs, it's extra continues to actually give you a fighting chance of finishing a single level, let alone the whole game. So then you start reading it, and it says, if you have 0, 1, or 2 continues left, when you are at the continue screen, press and release successively the following directions slowly, brackets 1 per second, while Raymond is staggering around. Up, down, right, left. You should get 10 continues. You should. However, this doesn't work all the time, so your best bet is to save the game with 1 continue left, die 3 times, try the cheat and
That's
repeat
way
it if
too
it doesn't work.
complicated.
What a jar of knobs. How can you be happy with yourself with your game being as hard as it already is, Raymond, and then make the cheats to give anyone the tiniest remote chance just as difficult to pull off? Am I supposed to take all of this from a man with no neck? I tried so many times to make this cheat work, dying over and over and over on the
my
first
God,
stage
that is
just to
just
trigger the continue
a
screen so I
pain
could
to
trigger
make
the
this
cheat and
walk.
untrigger my myself, but it just never happened. So after you're done crying even more and writing into your local newspaper's agony aunt, you then gasp all the shock out of the room and die as you see that there are still a few cheats you can try. One of them being picture-in-picture mode. Great. Thanks. This is just what I wanted for Christmas. The other thing being no pause text on the pause screen.
Bloody brilliant!
And then the last one being this. The worst cheats to input in this entire dead tree, whereby holding all of the shoulder buttons after the Ubisoft logo, and then holding start after the brick wall FMV, and then sitting there like a human lemon, keeping all your fingers held down on all of those buttons throughout the entire intro cutscene, including the start menu screen until the screen goes black and the demo starts. Absolutely nothing happens. As far as I can tell. I didn't notice anything different, but according to the cheat book, apparently this is in order to activate a large Rayman demo, which can only lead me to assume that it increases the length of the start menu demo video, which you'll end up skipping anyway when you hit start because you want to play the game and the game tells you to hit start. Raymond, get your head out of your egg hole! And then as the final icing on top of the mud, you suddenly notice that, hey, by the way, these cheats might not even work on the platinum version of the game. You don't even have the common linguini hair decency to allow these meddling pissy little cheats to work on all versions of your own game. And take into account the wording. The cheats may not work. They don't even have a confirmation, so the poor saps who desperately want something to help them with this 2D indigestion still have to attempt these codes just to see if they maybe work, including the continued cheat that has a 70% chance of not working if you're not frame perfect on the copy of the game that it works on to begin with. Raymond, I am filing for divorce next week on the grounds of no consummation of the marriage and no legs! I'm playing Tomb Raider 2 now, and there's a certain cheat in it that really caught my attention because it's inputted unlike any other code in the entire book. You don't just hit a sequence of buttons, you actually have to make the character move in a very specific way and take your time with it. You hold R2 and then sidestep left, sidestep right, sidestep left, walk back one step, walk forward one step, release R2, hold left or right to spin around at least 3 times, and then perform a normal backwards jump to...
Oh, man.
Explode,
Jeez.
Explode.
That would be really unexpected for people who play this game for the first time to try this cheat.
She will take care of it.
Oh no, we're still not done with thoroughly unhelpful cheats just yet. Strap in, blokes, because there's a good chunk of games in the book that do give you certain menu codes or save file name unlocks, but only after you've already completed some of the hardest challenges in the game you're playing, making the code itself not even feel worth it after all the aggro. For instance, Rage Racer, or Ridge Racer 3, does have a cheat for unlimited money, but it only works if you complete the normal Grand Prix with every class, and even then, you have to wait for the credits to end, save your game in a brand new memory card, go back and play a normal GP at class 5, pick the only car that's available, start the race, wait for the countdown, pause the game, retire the race, enter the normal GP again.
That's too much!
And yay, now you have unlimited money. What are you going to spend it on? Hookers.
Ooh, what's that? Is that a little bit of scum? Oh no, it's you. Did you just say that that cheat in Rage Racer wasn't good enough for you? Well then, I have a cheat for you.
And it can turn off the rear view mirror.
Really?
And back on again. This is not in the basic controls or just a regular thing that you should be
really
able to
pointless
do.
cheat.
It's a cheat. And it's a cheat that makes you see less. Formula 1 99, the first Formula 1 game ever made where you drove men instead of cars, and he's disgusted about it. There's plenty of codes for you to work with in the book, however, all of them require you having to finish with a high score in Grand Prix mode, and require you to do that every single time you want to add a new code in. And for what? A night race? But I don't want to do that. That's bedtime. Sadly, this also applies to Tekken 2. There's no quick or easy way to unlock all of the characters in the game, but you need all of them in order to perform the cheats, which, by the way, are also pretty unhelpful, like a first-person mode. Oh god, no! Stop! What's sad
that
though,
is really
this
bad.
also applies to the funnier cheat,
I mean,
like Sky
it's cool,
mode, where
but...
every uppercut sends your enemies to inspect the cornflakes in God's beard. And I couldn't even do it myself anyway, so I'm showing you footage from a robot, or even the classic big head mode. What sadist locks a big head mode behind 100% completion? I haven't got time to complete the game. I've got things to do. I need it right now. I want to see Heihachi with gout. Hang on, wait, what's this? Bigger head mode. First enter the big head mode cheat. Hang on, does this add even more to the original big head mode?
Oh my god. Oh jeez. Jeez, oh my god.
I didn't know you could play as the thing that killed the Titanic. And a massive poo. We're still not quite done with unhelpful cheats just yet, though. For yet another example, look no further than in UFC, which of course stands for the name of the guy the game is named after, Uncle Funnycock. You know, I've never really been into wrestling or MMA or any of that stuff, so I'm not sure if I can recommend this game or not. But if you're interested, I have to warn you that you can't play it if you're a snowflake.
Fight like a man! Yeah, you pansies! Don't be such a woman! Only alpha males allowed in here!
Jeez. Oh my god. Oh, that's disgusting.
Now I will admit there are many cheats to unlock extra characters, just like Card Girl over here. Well, that's just lovely. And there's even a code in the book named after what my doctor said to me last time I had my pants down, Big John. But the cream of the crop of terrible, backwards, unnecessarily cryptic, utterly awful cheats to apparently reward you after you already struggled to beat the game completely goes to UFC. So first of all, yeah, you have to finish the champion mode or win the tournament mode. That's already bad enough. But then once you start seeing a text box appear on the screen, you then need to make sure another controller is plugged in, then press R2, L1 and L2 at the same time on that Player 2 controller, and guess what happens? You get to see a slideshow of the loading screens. You unlock the loading screens. Why is this hidden behind a Mensa puzzle? Why isn't this just something to unlock and view in the menu? Better yet, why is this even a feature? I don't fight like a man. I watch PowerPoint like a boy. Oh, here's a really disappointing one. It's in Alien Resurrection, one of the first ever first-person console games to use the left stick to move and the right stick to aim. Isn't that the best news you ever heard? This game is best played in the dark.
Oh no, I forgot the book.
Wow.
Can't see it.
Yes, this game does have all the standard boring but useful cheats like level select, infinite ammo, invincibility, no chest burster, but there's one particular cheat in this book that led me on and then let me down, and I've never been stood up by a book before, so it really hurt. There's a cheat written down here known as research mode, and when activated, you gain access to a screen with many light switches, and by turning some of them on and some of them off in different patterns, you can affect the way that all the enemies look and behave. Sounds great, right? Well, ha ha, you just fell right into the trap of a book telling you its parents aren't home because there is no source anywhere I could find that gives you any information about which combinations of lights do what to the aliens. What should be a funny little cheat ends up turning into a shitty little guessing game where you pause it, go to the screen, try another pattern, close the screen, unpause the game, and watch in awe as a transparent green xenomorph dangles like an old sock, not changing at all, until after 2 minutes of random guessing, it eventually disappears and leaves behind a little splat. Stop laughing at me. It's not funny. I spent ages on this damn game trying to get something interesting or funny to happen, and I honestly just couldn't. All I managed to do was turn the aliens into Roundtree's fruit pastels by changing them from red to green to orange. Then I made the facehugger eggs flat and tiny. Then I made the aliens tiny. Then I made the aliens invisible. And then I made the facehugger eggs fat. Shooting these little things is like trying to sit on a flea. And the worst thing is that I have no idea what I did to make it happen or get it to unhappen. You want to know what my absolute favorite unhelpful cheat in the whole book is, though? That is easy. It's in WWF Warzone, the only wrestling game that strives for nothing else but realism. Yeah, alright.
Okay, so, much like the other games that I just talked about, the book tells you with this game that you need to beat it multiple times with multiple characters in order to unlock everything, which you will be doing anyway, so thanks very much for that reading. But, once you've done all of that, there is one extra special hidden secret code that you can now use. You go to the elevator, press L1 and R1, and you get to see the cheats that you have.
Really?
There is a cheat code in this game to see the cheats that you have. There's no codes to unlock those cheats. The only code in this book allows you to view the cheats that you got yourself by playing the game normally. I am going to eat my own head.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. These are my favorite useless cheats. There are 2 games mentioned here. NASCAR 2001 and Buster Groove 2. That were never even released in the country that this book was sold in. I'm not making that up. Buster Groove 2 is Japanese, yes, but the English versions of these games are American-only releases. Can you possibly get any more unhelpful than that? Actually, you know what? Maybe you can, because there are some cheats here for NHL 2001 and 2000. What, so do the cheats work for both of the games? Or could it be that they only work for one of these games and they forgot to double check before printing the book? I have no idea, so I guess there's only one thing this could mean, and that is that you have to play both games at the same time.
Really? Ugh. Jeez.
What's going on with me? I feel so strange. Am I? Yes.
Oh, you're shining. Or glowing.
I am becoming hockey.
Hockey?
Hi, Caddy. How are you today?
Oh, hi, Low
Oh my-
Caddy. I'm alright, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm feeling pretty good, thanks. I lost some weight recently.
Oh, yeah? How much?
All of it.
Wow, you must nearly be a size 0. Well done. What an inspiring and healthy story.
Thanks, Caddy. Anyway, I couldn't help but notice that you were looking at a PS1 cheat book, and I wanted to give you my 2 cents, because I remember the days when you could unlock lots of things without needing to spend any money, which is a lot different to how the industry works today, even when the unlocks aren't that amazing. Do you remember in Metal Gear Solid 5 when you had to pay for the tuxedo when it was just a game completion unlock 20 years?
Part 1/3 of the number of the beast. Not cheats. You know what these following cheats are not? Cheats. Oh no, I am so stuck on Crash 3, I can't get past Tiny Tiger. What? There's a cheat code for an instant Aku Aku hit point by hitting all the symbol buttons on the controller at once, and they got Aku Aku's name wrong? And I scanned a bit of old food on the page? Hell yes! Come on then, boogity me up. Wait, it's false? How could you do this to me, Bonus Bob? Okay, right, I'm not actually talking about those kinds of cheats, the ones that don't work at all or are misinformation perpetrated by the BBC. I mean the cheats that just shouldn't even be categorized as such. They're more like hints or directions, and are easily the most disappointing thing that pop up when you find a game you own in the book, because they don't help me right this second, so what's the damn point? There are a frightening amount of games listed in this book that, yes, you could argue have helpful things written down about them, but I'm sorry, they're just not cheats. They shouldn't be in a cheat book. Like with ISS Pro Evo, the heartbreaking story about a man that's slowly turning into a football. Unlocking all-star teams, unlocking classic all-star teams, unlocking the bonus cup trophy. All of these things are not unlocked by codes or secrets. You just beat the game normally. Like, that's honestly it. No special requirements. You just play the game as you normally would until you beat it like you probably normally would, and then see these things unlock as you probably normally would. It sounds like a waste of paper just explaining it to you, right? Well, tough tats, because this also applies to Tekken 3, Battle Arena to Shinden 3, Flintstones Bowling, Bio
That's
Freaks.
actually kind of a clever...
Yeah, you're not kidding. Bushido Blade.
Oh my god,
Disney
more
World
of
Magical
these.
Racing Tour, Buster Groove,
Jeez.
Kensei Sacred Fist. What are you doing, mate? Did the guy next to you just fart? Chicken Run, Dino Crisis 2, Jamalami, Ronaldo v Football.
No, Ronaldo, don't go up against football. What if he has a mace?
Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid Special Missions, Libero Grande, Gran Turismo 2. The Mummy. Ace Combat 3.
Oh my
WWF
God.
Attitude. WWF
Oh my-
SmackDown. WWF SmackDown 2. All of these games and more just tell you what happens when you play the game normally, which you'll find out yourself by playing the game normally. It's great that I can play Star Wars Jedi Power Battles and have the book tell me how to unlock my favorite character, Plo Hate Crime, but telling me I just need to beat the game normally as certain characters is what I was gonna do anyway. Or not, because Star Wars Jedi Power Battles is a massive crease. The same applies to you too, X-Men Mutant Academy. It's not as helpful as you think it is to say, unlock character by beating game. And even your free year 2000 mobile phone won't win me over. And you know what? I don't even count the games featured in the book that tell you how to unlock stuff or find items by doing extremely specific extra things you wouldn't think to do normally. Just like the not cheats for Chocobo Racing from the makers of Final Fantasy VIII, but none of the other ones. Final Fantasy VIII coming soon, so they haven't even made it yet. Who made this game? The book promises you access to a new class, mirrored tracks, and bonus characters. Sounds great, right? Well, not only do you have to finish the game, which you probably would be doing anyway, but then you have to not only keep beating the game up to 10 times to get all the characters, but then also hold different buttons while highlighting other characters in order to play as them afterwards. I really feel like I cheated the system by doing that. Thanks for that. By the way, I never introduced myself. Hello, my name is John Egg on my face. Dead or Alive is terrible for this, and I honestly can't be bothered with any of it. The game already has 9 personas. Isn't that enough? Beat the game once with any character and wait until the game timer reaches 3 minutes exactly. Get all 7 costumes for Kasumi and then play the game for 15 hours. Beat Time Attack on normal level in under 5 minutes and also wait until the game timer reaches 6 minutes. What chode put this in? Then there are the non-cheats for this game in the book. Kudelka, the self-proclaimed sexiest gothic horror RPG on the PlayStation. I'm hard. Look at these so-called cheats to get some secret items. It's actually very straightforward. All you have to do is make sure you have 10, 21, 32, or 43 items in your inventory when the game clock numbers reach a repeated hour, minute, and second, which due to the minutes and seconds not being able to display higher than 59, means you have to get the first inventory amount correct for the first 5 hours, but then skip over to 4 hours ahead to 10 hours. And I'm saying that's 4 hours ahead because it's not 5 hours you're skipping from, it's actually closer to 6, and you can't have 6 hours on the clock. But it doesn't matter because then you can go back from 10 hours to 11 hours, and then not 12, but instead 11 hours after that at 22. What is this, syphilis? Do you want to unlock a master character with maximum stats in grind session? Well, that's easy. Just finish the game 100%. Oh, is that it? Why would I want a maximum stat character when I've already beaten all of it? Wait, what's this? There is a code to enable all tricks. Why wouldn't you want all the tricks in a game about doing tricks? Why is this a secret code? What's wrong with you, blurry hooting man? Ridge Racer is exactly the same. Want to get all of the cars? Well, the cheat is get a perfect score in Gallagher. Cool. But how is this a cheat? Are you offering to do that for me, book? Or are you just going to sit there, not helping anybody, get thrown on the floor, and not even be thick enough to stop a door from closing? That's what you are, book. A shit doorstop.
It's not even Gallagher anyway, it's Galaxian.
Final Fantasy VII, the world is not
Oh my
enough.
god.
Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Survivor, Jackie Chan Stuntmaster, Parasite Eve 2, Gekido Urban Fighters, Wu-Tang Taste the Pain. All of their cheat entries in this book are non-cheats. They're just vague and strange directions to allow things to happen. It's a very stripped down guide more than anything. And if a guide has been abridged and condensed into single sentences, chances are you won't know what the hell they're actually trying to tell you. And if we briefly just go back to Driver 2 again, when we're not reversing the Kardashians into a dustbin at 400 miles an hour, we can read some instructions on getting some of the secret cars. And in fairness, these aren't very vague, they're very straightforward and easy to read. But like, go to Chicago, press switch to open baseball stadium, Buick is in the car. These aren't cheats, they're coordinates for Google Maps. Even Front Mission 3 isn't safe from this not cheating in the book. You know too much.
No, I don't. That's why I'm reading this, you mump.
Wow.
By the way, Soulblade, thanks for not only being a game in the book full of uncheats that'll just be the best player of the game in history while collecting everything and playing for 20 hours, but also having the gall to include another Japanese-only cheat. Because, you know, British people in 2001 all had a Japanese copy of Soulblade for their Japanese PlayStation just lying around in their living room Japanese wormhole. These parts of the book just leave me feeling deeply sad. I feel more sad reading all of this than I was after I finished watching I Collect Wives, but which one is my wife? Parappa is another one in the book that doesn't give you codes to unlock the best stuff, but at the very least gives you the most unique kind of guide the book offers in the form of rhythmic sheet music that tells you the button presses you need to do in which specific time along the bars of the music in order to activate the cool mode as quick as possible. And you know what? Give them their dues, it does work. This is like Morse code cheating, and once you're in cool mode, you can do this.
All we gotta do is apply the crack. All we gotta do is apply the crack. See?
What's great though is that I actually know a cheat in Parappa that isn't even in the book. It's terrible, but it's still something that I know and a book doesn't. All you have to do is play any song in the game, and while you play, hold the left D-pad button down the entire time, and pap smear will repeat the same syllable of whatever the button you pressed was.
In
the rain or in the snow. Got the funky, funky flow.
Ga.
Everything.
Jeez.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
You know, Biggie has been real quiet since this dropped. Partly because he's dead. One last game in the book with a load of disappointing non-cheats is NHL Rock the Rink. Don't rock it too much though, or you'll end up like him. Why is this box so damn heavy? What did they stuff in here to upset this man so much? Oh, well, I'm not interested in rocking your rink until you wear jeans that fit you. Ooh, look, an EA Sports catalog. Oh, this takes me back. Let's have a quick skim. If it's in the game, it's in the game. Yeah, I suppose it is. And the catalogue has a collection of current and upcoming EA games for all the sports that matter. Like football, basketball, golf, ice hockey, freedom football, superbike, supercross, coming soon, NASCAR, football, and cereal. These are the only sports that matter, eh? Does cricket not count, EA, you British racists? The absolute worst game in the book for this kind of thing, though, is probably for Madden 2001. Even the guy on the front cover isn't impressed. No, please, stop. It only has one cheat that tells you how to unlock the Millennium Team, and all you have to do is get all 296 Madden cards in gold. Wow, is that all? Sounds doable. Thank you so much for the cheat, Bin Laden.
Who's that coming down the stairs? I swear to God, if it's Bin Laden...
Hi, Jim, it's me.
Oh, phew. It's not Bin Laden, it's a euphonium.
Euphonium?
Yeah, that's not a tuba. I studied music. Fight me in the mud.
What? No, this is a gymphonium.
Huh? What's a gymphonium?
It blows gyms.
Wow. Could you please show me?
Yeah, sure.
Hello?
Oh my god.
Well, you definitely blew a gym.
Yes, I did.
Hello? That's repulsive.
Oh, that's not even the half of it. If you press the different valves here, you don't get different pitch gyms, you get different size gyms.
Hello? Hello?
Wow.
That was 7 claps. Because now we're on
part 7.
Yeah.
The only ones you should ever bother with because they make me shit myself cheats. Yes, I know. It's taken me, what, 2 hours to get here? I'm sorry.
An hour
but I
and
can't even
44
promise you that
minutes.
the wait was worth it. Or that
And
I'll
there's
actually
still one more
really
hour
shit myself
left,
in real life. But
and then
god
a
damn it,
half
I'm gonna
actually-
try. Because
and a
for
half
all the
as
useless
well.
cheats, all the slightly neat
Jeez.
bonus cheats, and all the non-cheats, there are just as many, if not more cheats, for a right old dollop of games that don't do anything other than make your day immediately better and make you forget that one day you and everyone you love will die. They are the most imaginative, the most insane, and arguably even more unhelpful than the thoroughly unhelpful cheats. But you don't care because goddamn, I want to race in Wipeout 2097 while playing as farm animals that are dead and stuffed with an anti-gravity jet engine in their gaping anus. Look at him go. Look at how well he's doing. Well done. That'll do, pig. That'll do. But you could always do a little bit better, so let's give the pig a machine gun.
Really? Oh my god.
I mean, a snail isn't technically a farm animal, but you can find them on a farm, and he's very cute, so he can stay. Have you ever been to a shark farm? Or how about some of the cheats for Tommy Mackinnon Rally? The only way you'll beat this is to strap yourself into a car and do the real thing. Why am I playing it then? And why would you tell everybody not to buy your rally game when you could type in a code and play as a bus? I would pay good smelly cash to make this a real life thing all over the UK. Bus speeding should be the only driving offence that's let off. In fact, for every passenger on board, you should be allowed to go 1 extra mile per hour. Oh, and by the way, to top it all off, probably my favourite cheat of all time is in this game. If you name yourself Peugeot, you get to drive a Peugeot. That's all that happens. I love it. Somebody stop me. I'm on a roll.
dead pig.
Anyway, we've got a load of unstable cheats to get through from the book, and I figured we'd start tame with a load of sports games, kicking everything off with Brian Lara Cricket. His full legal name.
Oh my god, it's moving. Oh.
This makes me want to die. Let's play cricket on the beach instead. Now, this is much better. It's still pretty boring though. Can we turn on slippery ball mode?
Slippery ball mode? Oh my god.
Hey, don't look at me. I don't know what's going on. I had arms this morning and now I've got fins. There is something innately satisfying watching a load of professional bores who are only paid based on their ability to catch a ball never be able to catch a ball. I almost feel bad for them. Maybe we should make it easier on them and increase the ball size of the ball by 20 times with the code Big Balls, of course.
Taylor's going to take the first ball.
Oh jeez! Oh my god!
Sorry I missed your wedding last weekend. I was busy bowling with my uncle's prize tomato at the fair. Well, even though that was a game about cricket, this was actually kind of fun. But I suppose I wouldn't expect anything less from the game of the century. So, every single game that ever existed in the 1900s was leading to this. The apex of what we know as games to play in the 20th century was reached and peaked by Brian Lara Cricket on the PlayStation. Brian! For another sports game with stupid cheats, we can also take a look at This Football Is, endorsed by the pros at Fifth. No, I'm only joking. The real name of the game is actually This Is Football. No. This is man. According to the book, we can sadly only activate one cheat at a time, which is a huge shame because I really wanted to see tiny players with big heads. But the big heads alone are still decent enough, and these heads are mountainous. This lad can't even keep his head up, it's so heavy.
Dugarry! Great stop by the goalkeeper.
Well, that's not fair. Of course he blocked it. His face is wider than the goal. And that's not all you can do in this game. There's also tracksuit mode, which is what happens every time the office heads out for lunch. And then there's leather jacket and jeans mode, honouring the decades-old tradition of all the football players after the match going to a theatre to perform the stage musical of Grease. Oh, also, you know how we had those sweaty old festy cheats about women all that time ago? Well, it took us long enough, but finally the men get a skimpy cheat for themselves as well. Look at them in all their glory. Hang on. McDonald's sponsored this game. I think I found where they get their chicken nugget meat. I mean, if you ask me, it's about damn time that the boys got to strip off on a PS1 game. After all, it isn't just straight guys that play football games, or lesbians. I've got to be honest though, personally, I'm not into this at all. They all look like trays of scones. Oh my god, what is that? What is that? Does he have a sack on his chin? I desperately wish I could activate big head mode at the same time as some of these. Actually, no, change my mind. Big heads are overrated. You know what's in right now? Small heads. This is fantastic. Look at them. Did you use too much Gillette this morning and shaved your whole head off? Don't worry, boys. It's nothing to be ashamed of. In the Roman times, it was actually more desirable to have a small head. Look at these charcuterie boards go. Who knew that ping pong balls were so good at football? And who knew this is also more accurate to what England actually looks like?
Oh my
watch
God.
out. It's time for a goal kick. Jesus. It's like my big toe got dressed up for the World Cup.
Hang on a minute. No, that's too long. Heads. Football.
Heads bar.
Heads. Head football.
Hello, this is Clive Tilsley.
My
speaking
God.
to you live from London. You join us for this friendly match.
Oh my god!
Look, everybody, it's David Neckham. By the way, I have enough evidence to accuse this head of still being alive and illegally interfering with the match. While recording footage, the only goal that was scored during every game I played was while we were using this head as the ball, and it wasn't even for my team, which obviously means he cheated with his French bias.
Big baby mode.
Oh my god. The Rugrats music. Oh my god.
I'm a baby. What do I do with it? Whoa, wait a second. I didn't change my team before putting this cheat code in. Where did this guy go? What's happening? Did this cheat just whitewash the England team? Where are the other races? Black babies exist. They made a game about one on Steam, see? Whoa. Did I just say Steam? As in hot water? And if I take the letters out of those words and mix them around, I get some of the letters to the words Tony Hawk's.
Oh, that was actually kind of clever.
I'll be blowed. This game has a cheat where if you do some button pressing on the pause menu, you get dick. Officer, that is. Yes, we're kicking off Pro Skater 2 with a super cheat, which can be a bit boring, as I said earlier, yes. But in this game's case, it doesn't just give you the whole game playing itself kind of cheat all at once. It gives you far more deranged shit. So thank you for that, Bob Burnquist. But your name isn't Bob anymore, it's Rim. So how about we use the super cheat to play as the actual Spider-Man with all of his web-slinging special tricks, and make everything in the game move 25% faster. Or, because I'm playing the European PAL version of this game, normal speed. Yes, this is very nice. Yes, thank you for the offer, but I'm afraid I don't drink. I was more curious what our favourite officer would look like in fat mode. Oh, and I turned on blood mode because he deserves it. Something that you maybe didn't realise in Pro Skater 2 is that there's actually a C skin for Tony Hawk, where you get to play as him how he looked in the 80s. But the sad thing is that they weren't historically accurate, because back in the 80s, Tony Hawk was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. And they also missed out his tragic backstory, where legend has it that because of just how stick-thin Tony was back in the day, with the slightest breeze, he was able to fly.
Oh my God.
And in the dead of the night, Tony would hover above the streets of New York City looking for a pretzel. And some nights he would go without food for so long that out of desperation he would even resort to chasing down subway trains and harassing the passengers for the nits in their hair. Yeah, I know. Very sad. It's a true story. And then eventually he pissed off everyone so much that they ran him over. I'm feeling way too sorry for this runt. We need to get some food in him right now. Wait, hang on. If you keep inputting the fat mode cheat, you make your skater
Oh my God.
fatter. How did I not see this before? Why didn't you tell me about this earlier, Karen Hawk?
Oh, jeez. Here it comes. Oh my God, that's so...
Don't tell your granddad, but I think his world globe got out of the house again. And in
Here
case
comes
you're
another
wondering,
episode
yes,
of
you can keep
100
getting
my
bigger
600-pound life.
and bigger.
Oh my God.
It's Mr. Creosote on a skateboard. In fact, this was the biggest that I could
Holy
get before the game
cow.
decided to stop working.
Oh
so
my
enjoy
God.
it while it lasts, because he certainly isn't. Wow, Tony, what a great slop of cheats. That was a real knockout. Kings 99. So to get the cheats working in this game, we need to create a new boxer for career mode. And here he is. His name is Crisps, and his nickname is Mr. Fist. But all of this effort does pay off in the end for a big head mode.
Oh, was that it? Well, that's not very exciting, is it? Why did I put that in this part of the video? Oh, my mistake. Cheats carry on the next page. Do you want to fight as a bear?
If you go down
Oh my God.
today, you're sure of a big...
Well done, Bear. You threw 78 punches and landed 16 of them. You know what? Now I'm on the topic of Knockout Kings. Let's jump right into this one. Knockout Kings 2000 Sadly, there are nowhere near the same level of funny cheats compared to 99, with pretty basic things like extra boxers.
No thanks. I have plenty.
But there are some winners in here, like you can always box as a Cyclops, a gorilla with gorilla written on his shorts in case you didn't notice he was a gorilla, Joaquin Phoenix, a bulldog with legs. Did you ever notice that furries never dress up as ugly animals? And my personal favourite, Baby, whose name is Baby, and he's an assassin. Yes, look at him go with his safety pin nappy, his single curled hair, and his cigar. He reminds me of myself when I was a boy. And last week. And here is my opponent for tonight, but I can't tell where he's from. Yeah, mess him up, get shanked, bruv. Oh no, don't look so scared, tiny baby. You've got this. Go for it, I'm proud of you. He looks like Wings of Redemption. Get back here, come on, get back here, you bitch.
Look here, look, listen.
One big baby fighting in the ring. One big baby fighting in the ring. And if one big baby should get punched in the head, there'll be one big baby whose head is now a bowl. Damn, I didn't even realize how many boxing games would be in this cheat book. So I'm gonna finish them all off with Knockout Kings 2000. Maybe there'll be some more funny characters to fight as. Get it on with the greatest. Oh, yes please, daddy. Oh, blow it all off. There's even less demented extra characters to box with. We have Gargoyle, we have Alien, and we have Marlon Wayans. No, that's actually Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans is in this game. For anyone that ever wanted to punch him in the face, well, now you can. Before he has a fight, do you think he has to submit his Marlon Wayans? That's not quite enough for me, though, so I'm gonna name myself Minheim, and I'll be from Germany. Ah, I see. It's not Minheim, it's Mini-Me. You're all mini now. In fact, you're so mini that the camera can't follow you properly, or even get you in frame when you arrive. It's about time we started making a professional sport out of filming children beating each other up. Yeah, go for it, you little roach. Get him! Get him! Now, I'm not one of those people that thinks that school bullying needs to come back, but I can be convinced if there's money in it.
So, the final cheat I wanted to look at in this game was one that intrigued me deeply. At first glance, it didn't seem like anything special. Like, according to the book, it's just another big head mode. But what caught my attention was that to activate it, you had to name your boxer Throb.
Oh, jeez.
So what do you think that does?
Oh my god. Head shrinking, big and small. Oh my god.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing as a lung. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Please, please tell me the other dude is throbbing too. He is! Yes! This will be the fight of the millennium. David Bunch versus Throb. Abandon ship, load the revolver. I'm about to play Russian roulette without the roulette. Life has peaked. Big head mode officially has a new king. It can't get any better than this.
Now listen here, old chap. Did you compliment my sweetheart without her being betrothed to you? I will not stand for this, you old skank. Come along then. Let's have it off, you cad.
Poor bloke. Look at him. He is absolutely exhausted after that fight. Knockout Kings 2000, coming soon in the previous year.
I think I might like sports now. Wait, I can't. I'm a boy. I better play some action games pronto before anybody finds out.
Have any of you out there heard of Team Buddies? This forgotten little gem has a couple of silly things you can do to the little bellends. By the way, these character select portraits are great. Of course I'm picking the out of focus one. I relate to him. For starters, even though there may not be a big head mode because they are literally all head, it's okay because as a trade-off, you can get big feet and big guns. Look at him marching off. He's very important. He has a high-class beam meeting to present.
Giant rocket launcher and rocket boots.
Oh god, oh no, whoa! Steady on, slow down, old horse! Beam! Beam! Hold off! Stop warping! You'll lose your tissue box! Stop! Beam! Stop!
Next up, we have some cheats for this game.
Assault.
Ass! Once again, going down the checklist, we have the standard big head mode. But at least in this game, not only are the heads the size of Costco, but also everyone joins in on the fat head fun. Get ready to take out the hot air balloon alien menace with the savior of the universe, Speedboat Face. But I mean, we've all come to expect big head mode at this point, so how about something we've not seen yet? Flat mode, or as it's better known, Parappa the Rapper 3, where Parappa gets bullied so much that he finally snaps, grabs a rifle, and heads for a school. It doesn't matter how thin you are, though. You can never fit through the wide open air. This is all very lovely and everything, but you know what I really want to do, though? I want to activate all of these cheats at once. And super speed mode.
Oh my god.
Somebody help me! A small breeze caught the back of my head and I can't stop! Blast Radius is yet another game that has a big head mode, but in the book it's named Planet Heads mode. I guess that must mean that they'll be the biggest heads that we'll be seeing in this video. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, we're in ships. So maybe they're talking about the cutscenes? Okay, I don't know. Maybe it was renamed as Planet Heads for this game because we're in space and they were trying to do a funny when they wrote the book. I'm just gonna look around and see if we can find some people on a spacecraft and maybe their heads will be the size of a planet. Oh.
My God.
Oh. Planet heads. The Teletubbies' son must have been lost in space for a few years. This is way more off-putting than I thought it would be. You know, you're just rolling around, minding your own business, firing lasers at spaceships, and then, alright, mate, I'm a planet! Oh, I'm gonna be sick. Save me, concerned man! Is that a goddamn beach ball?
Is this rain ever gonna stop? I've forgotten what the sun looks like. You got a problem with that pussy?
Actually, don't go anywhere. While we're here, we're going to try out some of the crack in Spyro 2. There might not be as many deranged cheats to work with, but there is a surprising amount of customizing you can do to the flying handbag. Straight away, big head mode, of course. And even though I infinitely prefer Knockout King's Throb, this is another favorite big head code of mine, purely because the devs didn't just increase Spyro's head size and then glued it on his neck. They actually extend his inflated head from his neck. The devs planned for this and crafted it themselves. It's extra jarring when you go through loading screens too, because the head grows and shrinks at complete random while the game is trying to decide what Spyro is supposed to look like. And while you're at it, running around like Mount Rushmore with legs, feel free to change Spyro to all the colours of the illnesses. There's a load in the book too, so feel free to pick whatever matches your hair that day. How ill can you make Spyro look? Do you want to go for the common cold? Or would you prefer motor neuron disease? I also just noticed this very useful cheat that gives Spyro every ability that you usually have to pay moneybags for up until the very end of the game. But who needs any of that? What are you, a scrubby? Don't lower yourself with a cheat code, just get better at the game. See? You don't need to pay moneybags, and you don't need to cheat. I wonder what it looks like when you put a rock in his mouth.
Jeez.
Yeah, Spyro, give yourself a good wash. There'll be enough spit there to run yourself a bath.
Hi everybody, I'm not you. Do you want to play a game with me? Tough. Today we're playing Guess the Famous Phrase, where you take a look at my clue and then say exactly what you see to guess the famous phrase. Are you ready? Here we go. Yeah, you got it. Black and flat.
What in the name of all that is holy am I looking at? Check out his neck. What even is this silhouette? When did Spyro become an accordion? Man, I don't know what my favourite part about this is. The fact that Spyro is flat to begin with, or that it also works in the loading screen. Please kill me. When it comes to Spyro 3, thankfully, many of the cheats from Spyro 2 actually carry on onto it. The colour changing and big head mode in particular.
So, you're the one in charge of rescuing the eggs, huh?
No, I am one. So yes, most if not all the same cheats from Spyro 2 come back to grace us in Year of the Dragon.
Cheat
However,
codes in
there is
this
one
game
new
is
cheat that
honestly
I'm very
phenomenal,
curious
if
about.
you ask me.
Firstly,
I mean,
because it's called Squish
not just
Skateboard, and secondly,
cheats
because it isn't
an
a squish,
hour
it's a
or two
squid.
ago,
but
but
let's not
oh
focus
my
on whether
God.
they printed the word wrong, or how different the sound and
is-
spelling between d
this is
and
basically,
ch is, and instead focus on the
kids
fact that you are a
wanting to do
purple
more in
dragon
this
face
game
sitting on the mouth of
after
a squid
finishing
that sounds
it.
like it's made of wood while its tentacles writhe. Far too much effort went into this whole situation for it to be a secret hidden behind a code in a pause menu, and I don't know how to feel about it. Nor do I know how to feel about this other code that allows you to play all of the characters' voice lines in the entire game, in case you ever needed to do that.
You'll have to flame him using the circle button. Hey, Spyro, there are rhinox everywhere.
Have you seen any giant chickens around here?
But what they didn't tell you is that you aren't just playing the voice clip from the pause menu, you're replacing the music with it.
If you want to try to catch those lizards, I'll start the clock now. If you want to try to catch those lizards, I'll start the clock now.
Oh my God.
If you want to try to
They
catch...
also didn't tell me that I couldn't turn it off, and eventually it crashes the game.
If you want to try to catch those
Medal of Honor. In my opinion, a very underrated PS1 first-person shooter, and one that has a pretty good story, because it was actually produced by Spiel. The time is World War II. The place is Germany. You are a lone soldier sent deep into the heart of the village of fitting doors to uncover the deadly secret plans of the evil Minin. And in order to do that, we've got to shoot the nasties. This is really fun and all, but I do wish my 1940 single-shot bolt-action rifle fired at 4 times the speed. And my rapid-fire SMG.
Oh my god.
Yes, nobody can stop me now. You don't have a mine in your camp. You may also be thinking to yourself that all of this is still very fun, but you desperately wish that all of the German soldiers were speaking English because you hate foreigners. Well, don't worry, because with another code from the book, you can turn on American movie mode, turning all of the badly muffled German soldier dialogue into badly muffled English dialogue.
Don't hurt me! I'm German!
No, you're not.
You killed my friend!
And I'm not sure if making a cheat that forces one language to start speaking another and calling it American movie mode is an insult or not, but I hope it is because If you've ever played this game before, do you remember those handfuls of levels where stealth is the key and you need to get around quietly in disguise while showing fake passport documents, making the enemies either give you a salute or blow you a big kiss? Did you ever do badly enough in them that the enemies pull the alarms to call for backup and you have no ammo to fight back with until you can hide again? Yeah, that stuff was intense, wasn't it? Well, if that's too scary for you, you can always change the alarm siren to a clicking noise that makes it sound like the boat you're on is going to blow up. This is much better. Yeah, this is much better. Oh dear, I forgot to check if my 70 microwave meals were ready. Or you can make it punch.
Or you can make it vomit.
Hang on here. Why are there 3 of them in the same toilet? I didn't think these guys were into that kind of thing. And the fun continues with Medal of Honor even into the multiplayer mode, where by typing in the cheat codes, Nutcracker, Big Fat Man, Woof Woof, and Das Booty, which I'm pretty sure I saw online once. Twice. Once, you get access to some people that were major players in the events of World War II that the libs never wanted you to know about, like Winston Churchill the Prime Minister, William Shakespeare the Poet, Bismarck the Dog, and Panzerknacker the Twinkie.
Winston Churchill versus the Velociraptor.
See, everyone? Everything you learned in school was a lie. No soldiers ever got stuck on the beaches of Dunkirk, Pearl Harbor was never attacked, and no civilians anywhere actually died. The victory of World War II was claimed by Churchill all by himself using a rocket launcher on Germany's secret weapon, Stephen.
At any rate, that is what we're going to try to do.
Winston Churchill has defeated the Velociraptor.
You're damn right he did. Well done, Winston. What have you got to say about that?
That is the result of His Majesty's government. I'll be led into an ignominious...
Oh, for the last 2 wacky cheat codes in this game, you can even see some pictures of the lead game designer and technical designer as children. Surprise, AJ. Good luck, Snooks. Am I going to prison for seeing these? The sequel game, Medal of Honor Underground, sadly isn't anywhere near as good for the variety of nuts cheats you can do, but at least it was the first ever video game to feature a lady. And in the game's defense, the cheat code entering screen is probably the coolest from all the games featured in this book. You input Morse code, and it actually makes the correct beeps for each input. Very clever. But, I gotta be honest, it's actually a little triggering for me. It brings back bad memories. My father was a Morse code. What immediately springs to mind for what the cheats can unlock is this cartoon gallery thing, where I guess you get to see a few sketches from the concept artists before the game released. You lose your friends, you lose your family, and there's many others to see, like John Woo's Medal of Honor. A failed concept sketch for a failure screen with a tied-up lady on a plank, alligators and sharks with lasers on their heads. A failed concept for a menu screen that looks far too Banjo-Kazooie for a game about liberating France from the Reich. Kurosawa, Manon. What? Don't even think about it, Ken. What? Then there's a sphere and globe joke I don't get, a reference to the Survivor TV show I don't get, a parappa joke I don't get, an irrigation joke I do get. No, wait, actually, no, I don't. Monkeys of Honor doing a hit viral video from a man that went to court in a beanie. Medal of Honor card. Go team, go team, go team. Feliz Navidad, Man, and Stinky. There are a fair few multiplayer skins to unlock as well, though, like Quasimodo, the Statue of Liberty, and Shrek. Yes.
Willie.
But the best unlocks from the cheat book come in the form of the Panzerknacker Unleashed missions, where a distress call comes in warning you about a castle in the mountains harboring a secret weapon guarded by exploding green men, medieval knights with that symbol on it, dogs dancing in the corridors, dogs dancing in the ammunition cupboard, dogs driving tanks, and dogs with bazookas.
Oh my god.
And all of this leads to a moment where you assemble a giant can of Pringles with legs and follow it as it machine guns down a load of knobs with jeans. I know another one of them, Duke Nukem, starring in Duke Nukem Land of the Babes. The book has a ton of cheats for this game in order to turn it from a commercial failure to a critical masterpiece, such as the classic big head mode if you ever wanted to play Duke Nukem as a hairy side table.
It looks like she gave a good fight.
Oh yeah? Well, you look like you give a good solar eclipse. This also applies to all of the enemies for an extra chuckle. The big heads even work on the sharks. Ish. Obviously, though, I can't talk about Duke Nukem without addressing the elephant in the room, and I hear all of your concerns. I am aware how problematic Duke is in today's day and age. How could they possibly get away with objectifying women like this? To the people that made this game, it's almost like all that women are to them are nothing but massive, giant heads. Their heads are too bloody big.
Oh my god.
This goes far beyond the realm of realistic or reasonable. These aren't what I'd call proper milkers, and where is their armor? How unrealistic is that? Why aren't they wearing helmets for these? Oh, it's probably because they're so big, you can't even buy that size in the shops. Is that all these ladies are to you freaks? Just a load of giant heads? Shame on you. And as a punishment to teach you a lesson about feminism, there. Now nobody can enjoy them, and we're all happy. I think I'm starting to prefer tiny head mode over big head mode. Why didn't more PS1 games utilize this? It's hilarious. Duke, my man, your chin is being eaten by your own shoulders. And the same can be applied for the enemies. Look at these shrivel heads. They couldn't even plug a hole in your shoe. If all of this is a bit too silly for you, though, you can even activate a first-person mode to make the game feel closer to the original Duke games on PC. And it's very useful if you ever... yeah.
However, for as great as all of these cheats are for Nuke...
Hello!
There he is.
I'm off to Japan. Bye!
Okay then, don't make a mess. Anyway, for as great as these cheats are for Nuke, there is one that tops all of the others by a considerable margin. And it is known as Wacky Cinematics Mode. And what does that do?
Well, even though the book doesn't describe it, and due to an element of luck, you might not notice anything for ages or even think it's working, this cheat randomly swaps out the enemy and NPC character models during the cutscenes every time you see them. However, this only works with the character models that exist within the level that the cutscene is taking place, so a lot of the time it's not even particularly funny. Except for the intro. Duke Nukem may be heading for the Land of the Babes, but little does he know that it's actually been overrun by the babes. It's a total babe massacre. They've lost their minds. And their bones. Duke, we have no choice. If people are gonna call you sexist towards the babes, then the only way forward is to get rid of all of them. Now everybody's happy. Well done. Duke Nukem fixed misogyny.
Oh my god.
Wait, if all the babes are gone, who will be his lay? Well, luckily,
no
Duke is actually very socially conscious and open-minded. Mum, Dad, there's someone very special I'd like you to meet. My giant smelly rat girlfriend.
Duke, thank goodness you received our message.
You guys have all heard about furries. Well, that's not enough for Duke. He likes the real thing. While on the topic of bestiality, there's also a huge cargo truck full of cheats for many racing games that make the experience scientifically at least 0.5% better. I know we've already looked at a few in this video so far, but I didn't plan this video that far ahead, and I don't like you. Starting off a little gently, we have circuit breakers, in which the book gives you a variety of ways to completely waste your time, like a code that lets you race at night. That's cool, I guess. But can I play the entire game upside down?
Oh my god.
Yes, yes, this is the kind of cheat that I live for. Even the controls are mirrored. This is absolutely horrible. Peanut butter on the roof of your mouth simulator. You can always go one better though. How about racing at twice the speed? Yep, this is fine. I'm in control. I'm okay. But I tell you what, I wouldn't feel like that anymore if all of these cheats were activated at once.
Oh no.
And my car was an Easter egg.
Oh!
I've always wanted to play a game where I'm a baked bean traveling down someone's gullet. Auto-destruct. Ever heard of it? Good. Me neither.
They've blown up the Golden Gate Bridge and orchestrated a massacre at a shopping mall. It was in this massacre that you lost your wife and daughter.
Well, thank you for letting me down gently.
I will bring death to your cities. No soul is safe. Let the harvest begin.
Oh no, Gav, what are we supposed to do?
Oh, I know. Use the cheats to turn the camera control off so it don't follow the motor no more. Help me, you old slag. How are we gonna get in the 4 stars backwards hotel now? I know. I'll turn off wall collision so the car can go anywhere, fall out of the map and fail the mission. Mary Poppins, step in time. Auto-destruct is very weird, even without the cheats, but while I was driving around looking for screenings of my favourite movie of all time, Ice Cream, I thought it would be fun to switch on blood mode. You'd think a game this horrific in its subject matter would automatically just have blood to begin with, but you'd be wrong. Apparently in the original release, this was okay, but spilling everywhere was going too far. And I think that's really unfair, because even for a blood mode, it's actually very considerate. It even waits for a second to appear after you blow someone up with a rocket. I mean, nobody can handle violence and blood at the same time. It looks more like you just shot a decorator and he dropped his last can of red paint.
You've obviously got a long way to go.
Oh, stop scolding me, game. I did the city a favour. He decided to go to the gun shop. Who knows what he would have done with one of them? Oh my god almighty, you can even spread the blood through your tire
Oh my
tracks.
god.
This is starting to make me feel sad. I need something happy to
It's
balance
so
it
cool
out.
detail.
Like, turbo engine mode with slippery tires. Come and get me, terrorists. You can't hurt the city anymore. I will. One game that immediately sprung to my mind while playing Auto-Destruct was the PS1 classic Driver, which just so happens to also appear in the book. And yeah, there aren't anywhere near as many dumb cheats as Auto-Destruct, but it doesn't mean that there isn't fun to be had, like changing the steering from the front wheels to the back wheels, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it turns the whole game into trying to push a broken shopping trolley around Asda. Here's another cheat, Stilts mode. What the hell does that mean? Oh, that's what it means. I wish I was a little bit taller. Now I am taller. I wish I wasn't taller. Be careful what you wish for. Oh boy, look, it's mini mode. He's so cute. The absolute best thing about this cheat, though, isn't that all of the cars in the game shrink to the size of a stepped-on grape, but that the physics and hitboxes of the original car sizes still apply.
Yeah, that's
if a
kind of a
hubcap spins off,
disappointment.
it's bigger than the car. If you emergency brake, the skid marks are wider than the car. If you hit the air, you die. Even the brake lights aren't attached to the damn thing. This looks like terrified wildlife. Don't worry, little buddy, I won't let you get run over. Uh-oh, it's the pig. Oh, look, it's the tiny policeman. I'm not scared of you. You're so tiny. But I'm not a car. I'm an albino badger. On to the next racing game with cheats from the book, and I'll try to pronounce it, but please forgive my French. Oh, now I know that I already mentioned this game earlier with the jackpot cheat to let you see a compressed backwards JPEG, and I did want to make this video only mentioning each of the games in the book one time because there's 230 of them, but Le Mans 24 Hours was the one exception to me because this game's other cheats are borderline psychopathic. First off, we have spaceship mode, where the entire game is thrown out on its arse and replaced with an actual shuttle going through actual space, complete with a spaceship gearbox.
Oh my god.
Does this mean you can fly, though? No, because NASA faked it, and if your spaceship goes off course even an inch, it falls off of space and heads straight for the floor. So this is why the Challenger blew up.
Oh no!
Now, when I first heard about Le Mans 24 Hours on the PlayStation, I couldn't wait to play it, but I did think to myself that it would only be worth it if I could drive a hot dog, racing against cheese, racing against pizza, racing against the latest car from Mercedes, the Pork Pie GT. I had to drive the hot dog, come on, can you blame me? Look at it, it comes with ketchup. What a rush, this is just like the last hot dog I ate.
Oh!
By the way, when you flip between the front and rear view during the race, you'll notice that the hot dog itself is perfectly symmetrical and doesn't change appearance no matter what end you view it. I think we found it, everyone. This is scientific perfection. This is the prime breaded sausage. Is it normal for my hot dog to backfire? Come on, come on, come on. Go, go, go. You can't get away from me that easy. Get back here, lactose! The next cheat we have is a thing called cartoon race mode, where I got to play as an ice cream truck driving with 700 brake horsepower without being able to see where I'm going. But that's not all you can pick for the cartoon race. There's also a jet, a taxi, a submarine with a face, the car from Mad Max, and even the magic school bus ready to jump inside another kid's anus. Despite the fact I can't see around the back of the ice cream truck though, I've got to be honest, it's still my favourite. I can only imagine a mob of children running behind it at 120 miles per hour trying to catch it. What's that? You little scabs want your vanilla whippy? Well, come and get it! Did you know that when I was a toddler, this loading screen used to give me nightmares? I don't know why. I think I just couldn't sleep thinking about all the CO2 emissions. Formula 1, the next game in the book I wanted to look at during this part of the video for the cheats you can use in it. Now in Formula 1, I won't lie, there aren't that many good cheats, and even when you find one that is remotely interesting, there aren't that many of them. You ever wanted to drive on lava? Great, here's lava mode. You ever wanted to drive in a buggy? Great, here's buggy mode. You ever wanted to drive a bike? Great, here's bike mode.
Oh my god.
It's not really a bike, is it? It's just two wheels glued together. Yes, I am. It looks like my dustbin escaped from the kitchen and joined the M25. I mean, the cheats are alright, I guess, but they don't even affect how the game plays, just how it looks. But then there's this one. Garbled commentary. And once you activate this cheat, all you need to do is turn off the music and sound effects, sit back, and remember to buy a chair.
Wait a minute! He's finished. There's smoke pouring from the engine.
What
He's
the
in the
heck?
gravel. That's a Pacific. And the race has been stopped. Brazil. He takes the chicken flag. Martini. And look at that. Ouch! That's burger. Hang on. Germany.
This is starting to drive me up the wall. Can you at least tell me what position I came in?
Third.
Oh, screw this. I've had enough. I'm quitting. What did you just call me? And this segues us beautifully onto the final game in the cheat book from the Formula 1 series, Formula 1 97. The first cheat worth mentioning is something they call virtually virtual, which makes the whole game look like Super Nintendo Star Fox, the engines are extra high pitched, and everyone else falls asleep at the wheel. After that is Wipeout mode, and I will give Formula 1 97 some credit here. Not only do they turn the cars into actual Wipeout crafts with the lasers coming out of the back of them and everything, but they also change how the cars handle. It's a really sweet little bonus that clearly had some effort put into it. I just hate how there are no engine sounds and you're just left to donut in the sand, silently and alone, begging for any kind of company. Like two pizza cutters shouting the commentary at you like Terrence and Phillip.
The drivers are lined up on the grid now, preparing themselves for the start.
This is something I did not expect to see. I actually kind of love it. Somebody programmed this, fully working, and hid it from all of you. What else do you think they've hidden from you? Roswell? You want to hear something that's really weird though? Pac-Man over here talks all the time, non-stop. Yet his partner, Pac-Man with a wig, doesn't ever say anything. No, I'm not exaggerating. This isn't a bit. I'm not trying to make a joke. I literally mean that this hairy hexagon never says a single word during the whole race. It's actually quite unsettling.
That's a Ferrari!
Well done, yes it is. Have you ever heard the famous adage, why is it raining again? Oh yes, I'm British. Well, in Formula 1 97, with a quick name change here and a trip to the UK racecourse Silverstone, you get to experience what happens if you blaspheme against me, the god of the English. A plague of frogs I bestow to thee. And yes, you can check them all in first person with your arms like Elastigirl from The Incredibles. They are absolutely, indeed, frogs. And driving in frogs isn't exactly ideal at 200 miles per hour, but hey, at least it's better than driving in Wii.
Just as a quick aside, I own the first 4 official Formula 1 games on the PS1, and every single title spells the number 1 differently. Like 1, 1, 1, and 1. So does that mean if there was an F1 game in the year 2000 that it would be labelled Formula 1 2000 or Formula 1 2000? It can't be Formula 100 because that looks like Formula 100, and it can't be Formula 100 because that looks like Formula 1 ooh. So what combination would they use? And what if there was a sequel to Formula 1 2000? Would they call it Formula 1 2002, which is like 6 numbers next to each other? Or would they call it Formula 1 2002, which looks a lot better, but when you say it out loud, it sounds like you're saying Formula 1 2002, which isn't even the right year? And would the sequel to that one be spelled Formula 1 2002-2 or Formula 1 2002-2? Not to be confused with Formula 1 2022.
Toka Touring Car Championship.
Man.
A video game about the British Touring Car Championship endorsed officially by the motorsport event organisation Toka, or as its official trading name is more commonly known, Bark. So in Dog Noise touring cars, you once again add in different names for your drivers to get different effects, alongside the most British activation noise I've ever heard.
Cheat mode enabled.
Cheat mode?
Cheat mode.
Cheat mode. I activated that by putting in a code. Sorry, just gotta answer my phone.
After the code name, you still need to put a real name in though, so obviously I put in stoves. The first thing we're gonna activate is something called flashing sky mode, the best argument I've ever seen for drinking and driving. Getting a DUI has never been so fabulous. Another one in the book is cartoon background mode. But this isn't a cartoon, this is just England. Have you never heard of Cheddar Gorge? Well, that's it, over there. The Cheddar Cheese Mountains. Made of cheese. Okay, fine, let's stop being stupid and turn all the cheats off. See? Doesn't it all look normal again? Well, yes, it is. Except down here. Watch out, other races. Johnny Hamhands is behind the wheel. He's the biggest threat to national security since Jack the Ripper. You better not overtake him or he'll strangle you with his oven glove fingers. Of course, much like every other damn racing game we've looked at so far in this video, there is also a speed boost mode to make the cars go comically quickly and make the game virtually unplayable. So of course we're gonna activate it. At the same time as a cheat called Maniac Drivers.
Oh man. Holy cow. Oh my god.
Sweet Jesus, Lord of one stable. What is going on? Watch out, mate. Get back. The race is on the floor. I have never seen a car seizure before, let alone 20 of them at once. It's going so mental that when I got knocked over, the game tried to put me back on the track and my car said no.
Oh my
Let's see
god.
what we can do in the sequel, Toka 2, the most realistic racing game
Oh
ever
boy.
made. 7% of it was shit though. Also apparently sponsored by Auto Trader, which is really odd. That would be like if Madden was sponsored by Craigslist. And I'm thrilled to announce that the cheats in Toka 2 are completely different from the game before it, with one of the best ones being... Not this. Nope, the game is never supposed to sound like this under any circumstance. It was doing this even when I didn't input any cheats. I have absolutely no idea why all the car engines on my disc copy sound like a screwdriver about to run out of battery, but I promise you, it is not a cheat. I guess I'm just unlucky. 93% is amazing. 7% of it is dying mice. Oh, by the way, first off, you need to name your driver a specific code again in order to activate them, just like in Toka 1.
Cheat mode enabled.
Oh no, he's back. Oh fine, I'll type in the cheats and then my driver's real name is now cheat mode. Right, anyway, there are some actual cheats, yes, and some of the best ones are... Why did you put the game title at the end of the page? And some of the best ones are as follows.
Weird
First
typo.
off, bouncy barriers. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you drove an Audi A4 headfirst into a directional sign at 130 miles per hour?
Ooh.
And then there's this one of my new favorites, over-the-top crashes. Can you guess what that does?
Oh my god.
Oh, and before you say anything, yes, I did also notice stretch track vertically, and that sounded psychotic, so I turned that on as well. But sadly, all it did was raise the barriers by like 2 feet and made the background look like an old man's face. But yes, over the top, I guess, means everybody bounces gracefully and directly vertically into the air whenever they hit anything. How quaint, it's almost cute. This couldn't possibly go wrong.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank God. My wipers are still there. Oh no, they made another Toka game. How many times can you make a game about the same company driving the same cars around the same roads? Well, 3. This time you don't have to change your driver's name to pop the cheats, so don't worry, none of us will ever need to hear cheat mode ever again. But come on, let's be honest with ourselves. How many times can you see a funny video game car crash before you want to do it yourself in real life? Enough of doing one cheat at a time, let's do them all at once. Chrome cars, motion blur, extra power, soft suspension, nitro button, double height hills, low gravity. And exploding curbs.
Holy cow. Oh man. Oh my god.
And you know what? Screw it. While I want to do everything at once binge, let's do it on Vigilante 8-2 as well. Rapid fire weapons, powerful missiles, increased floating height, high suspension, turbo mode, and monster truck wheels. Disclaimer, the footage you're about to see is the entirely unedited complete video file of the only thing I was able to record. Warning, there will be flashing lights. Welcome to AOL. You have email. Goodbye.
Oh my god. Jeez. Oh my god, this is so over the top and big legs, over the wall racing glitches and whatnot. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh my god. Jeez. Holy cow.
This was a grave mistake. Micro Machines V3 is in the book? Sick. This is one of my favorites. Can't wait to see what you can break in this one. Today, I'm gonna pick Dwayne because he looks like he'll wait for me by my bed if I don't. Did you know that if you use the word wintry for a name, there will be snow on your victory screen? Good. That's where he belongs, you abominable troll. There is a surprising amount you can do with simple button combinations during your races without pausing, including accessing the developer-only debug menu that gives you the power of God. You can freely move the camera anywhere you want, have the game itself drive perfectly for you like it's a task speedrun, or you can blow everybody up at once.
Ooh.
If I can't win, nobody can. There's another cheat here that moves the camera to directly behind your micro machine, and I won't lie, it's unnatural and needs to die immediately, but it is admittedly quite useful for some tracks, especially for the dinner table. The people that own this furniture are animals. If I'm looking from above, I don't know where to turn next. I can't predict where they put peas. All of that stuff is really cool, don't get me wrong, and they can have actual use, but they're not exactly basket case. That stuff can be left to things like big bounce mode, where you can now jump stupidly high and get up on areas of the table you shouldn't be allowed to reach, or jump stupidly high and fall off the table. Oh. I also have to say that sadly, 1 or 2 of these codes just did not work for me, but honestly, for being like 2 hours into this nightmare video, I'm surprised it's taken me this long to have said that only a couple of times. Many cheats for many PS1 games in particular are often just rumors or tricks that somehow got officially printed. But actually, now that I say it out loud, loads of these cheat books have bits and pieces in the backs of them that allow you to submit your own cheats, so I guess they just didn't vet half of the ones that people sent in. Oh my god, look, even in this PS2 cheat book that I've had since I was 10 years old, I even started trying to submit my own cheat that I discovered because I couldn't see it on any cheat books that I had at the time. So just in case you were ever playing The Incredibles on Xbox or PS2, use the code Chronos on the password screen and you'll get one-hit kills, but only with Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. If you just so happen to be struggling with the Mr. and Mrs. Incredible sequences in The Incredibles for PS2 and Xbox. Either way, it can be really difficult to tell sometimes if a cheat is a typo or just a lie, and you can waste way too much time trying to figure out which one of them it is. For instance, in Micro Machines, I couldn't get floating objects working no matter how many times I tried, and I'm really bitter because A, that sounds really funny, and B, I have no way to tell if it's because the cheat was a typo, my controller missed an input, I put the code in too fast or too slow, or the cheat itself is a hoax. But none of that matters anymore because now I'm a baguette.
Oh my...
Or I can be a bottle of syrup. Or a plate. Or a brown bicycle seat. Whatever takes your fancy, really. On any stage, you can randomly cycle through any of the objects on the track and then race as them, and it can get downright unhinged.
Good evening, would you like a menu, sir?
You know, I'm flattered. I would love to go out with you, but I'm afraid I am reserved. Dang it, man, I never thought driving as a pocket from a snooker table would be this difficult. Maybe it'd be easier if I played as a chunk of another part of the table instead. Yay, I win. Well done, side part of a snooker table.
I'm a microscope, hear me zoom in.
So that was cheating in Micro Machines V3, or as it's better known, Christ alive, I'm on fire.
Hey, you! I
Oh
see
my
you.
God.
Stop gambling on the toaster race. You know what happened last time. You toasted the winnings. We can't buy anything with hot £1,000? Nobody accepts them. I told you about this when I got you that book from Racing Gamblers Anonymous. Online betting safety for toasters.
He did
I'm
in the commercials
so disappointed in you,
video
toaster.
2 years
Why
ago.
couldn't you just make toast? No, you had to go online,
It's still
open
going.
a bank account, and bet money on a toaster race. This is worse than that time I caught you spending money on those online toaster camgirl shows. This is becoming a problem. You'd better start changing your ways, or else I'll start putting seeded bread in you, and I know you don't like seeds.
Oh my god.
You know how I mentioned there was that one code that didn't work in Micro Machines? Well, how about all of the codes in the book for Ready to Rumble Boxing Round 2? This must have been a mistake. How is it that every single cheat for the game they included doesn't work? Are these for the PS2 version that got accidentally printed into the PS1 book? Come on, Vibration Lightyear, I really wanted to see what this guy would look like in fat mode. How could you tease me like this? And especially Michael Jackson in undead mode so that we can all have a true idea of what he actually looks like right now. But I'm not picky, I would take anything. I'd take undead mode on Bill Clinton. Also known as present-day Bill Clinton.
All rise for Mr. President!
Oh my god. Navigator music.
But Ready to Rumble Boxing isn't a racing game. It has people in it. So let's get back on track with one of my most personal nostalgic favourites, Colin McRae Rally, with no people in it at all. This game has tons of cheats from the book to play with, and I'd argue that most, if not all of them, are worth experiencing for just how out there they are, including the code that means you can only accelerate by quickly pressing X and circle back and forth. That's good exercise. We'll start things off with the code tinfoiled, which wraps your Subaru Impreza in kitchen foil, which sounds pointless, but it's actually very important for protecting your car against the woke mind virus. And more importantly, it's ideal for keeping you safe from gamma rays, which we're gonna need because after using the code Night Rider, we activate night mode on all of the tracks. And you know what happens at night time? Yeah, that's right. Probing.
Oh my god. You've been abducted by aliens. Yep. Oh my god. Nothing happened.
Oh no, we've somehow lost about 10 minutes, and now the car is my knees after leg day. I don't like this. It just doesn't look right. If you're gonna go full-on wobbling gunt mode, you can at least get the color of the car right.
Jelly on the plate, jelly on the plate. Wibble wobble, jelly on a plate.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about, son. With the code Blancmange, you can turn your car into a plate of green jelly. Or, if you prefer, Jello. On your cell phone. Blank mange. This is so much fun. I can't see how it would get any better than this. Green jelly car on turbo mode. And then, for my personal favourite combination, green jelly car with turbo mode, anti-gravity, and a super jump.
To right. Over crash.
Oh, man. Great music.
I can feel it coming in my ass tonight. Oh no.
Now brace yourself because I have a very unpopular opinion coming up. You know what I hate the most in every racing game I've ever played? Cars. Who wants to race in them? I want a hovercraft. In the fog. Look, see, told you. Cars suck. Who needs to race on a track when you can make your own track? Yo ho ho, me buckos. A pirate's life for me. Gar, she sank. Thar she blows. I want booty. For another great cheat in Colin McRae, naming your save file Helium Nick makes your co-driver, Nicky Grist, sound a little bit different.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
You may expect me to say that this is the lowest bar for getting a laugh out of somebody, but you know what? Screw off. This is funny, and it makes you feel a lot better when you end up inside a tree.
Oh man.
And to round that off, you can even add that into a cheat to shrink the car as Nicky Gritty's voice slowly pitches up, which is then followed up by a surprise new Micro Machines camera angle. How great is this? And if you'd like to try any of this at home too, all you need to do is name your save file Caddicarus. I wouldn't take a ride in one of them. Moving on, we also have some cheats in the book for Colin McRae Rally 2, which may be a better game, but strips down the amount of cheats you can pull off significantly. To input them, you also have a separate naming menu this time, leaving you to call your save file any 3-letter tag that you'd like while cheating. So obviously, I'm Vig. Luckily though, the smaller number of cheats doesn't hold the game back from being really bloody dumb though, because they are at least very different from Colin McRae 1. You can do some pretty unique things, like turning the animated track layouts on the main menu into the shape of one of the developer's cats, and he either has a supernatural aura around him or might. But you can also completely lose yourself to the rhythm of the beat and give yourself fireballs in arcade mode. Ha ha ha! Look at me, school bullies. Where are you now? Dead. From me. I'd love to keep this turned on, but there is just one tiny unnoticeable problem. Whenever you shoot a fireball, even if it hits a car, the fireball doesn't leave the track.
Oh. Man. Oh my God.
It's really strange. This game, more than any of the others I've played so far, absolutely loves bouncy cheats. It's obsessed with the idea. It likes a big old bounce, can't blame the man. So while I'm trying to navigate Scotland in my custom monster truck Ford Focus, I can't help but finding myself constantly being ping-ponged into the woods by bouncy trees, bouncy fences, bouncy sponsor banners, bouncy haystacks, and the absolute worst of them all, bouncy pedestrians.
Oh my God.
You know what would make all of this better though? Yeah, a loving partner to play with you, but also a nitro turbo button combined with the faster car mode at the same time. And at first I thought that both of these were turned on at the same time because I was going more than fast enough, until I realized that the handbrake button was the nitro turbo button. And once I discovered that, the results were glorious. At one point the turbo was so powerful it actually lifted my Seat Cordoba off the floor, through a cobblestone wall and straight into the side of someone's house like I was the newest member of Al Qaeda. I'm so sorry I ruined your house. Or was that just what it looks like?
Oh, watch out, the police are here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I think they're trying to catch P. Diddy.
Are you starting to get sick of cars? Well, that's good, because thanks to Tesla, they're getting sick of you. So let's move on to some bikes, vroom vroom, and here we go with EA Sports Supercross 2000, not to be confused with Jeremy McGrath Supercross 2000, featuring everyone's favourite motorbike stars, Button and Windham. Nah, we're playing the EA Sports version of the exact same thing from the exact same year, and it's one of my favourite racing games of all time, because whenever you turn, you stop moving. Let's kick things off nice and easy and not too off-putting with our first cheat from the book, giant bikes and oversized dirt spray. The most surprising thing to me about this is that it's not just a big bike texture either. You actually have to try driving a giant bike with giant bike steering, giant bike weight, and giant bike physics. So as you can imagine, doing this makes the game impossible. If this isn't quite your tempo though, don't worry, you can always reverse it with giant people on tiny bikes. Sure, I may have bowled another rider off his bike and into a ditch, but don't worry, it's a tiny bike and it's very funny, so it won't go to court. And if this still isn't enough for you and you're just really bothered by that and you're sick of seeing all these poor jagged people getting trampled over and over again, well fine. Now there's no people at all. Can't complain now, can you? All you have to do is add some eyes on them and you have the next hit Pixar movie, Finding Eyelids. Oh wow, here is something truly unique. You have the standard anti-gravity mode that we've all come to expect at this point. You float around, get flipped upside down, can't ever get back up, fall off all the time for no reason. It's standard stuff. Oh, hang on a minute, what is this? A hop button. In a game that's already filled with uneven terrain? Do you even have to ask me? Yes, I want that. Whee! Whee! Yahoo! Search! But what makes this cheat in this game specifically unique is because the book calls it gravity from the moon. Why? Because you can activate different kinds of gravity from nearly every landmass of the solar system for a jamboree of different floaters, including the planets with the heaviest gravity, like Jupiter, which not only means that you yourself need to know the differences in each planet's gravity like a spotty little teacher's pet from the after-school Gas Planet Club, but also means that you will fall off of your bike by you just turning a corner because your rider is now heavier than the thing he's sitting on. With Jupiter's gravity switched on, every pothole is now Mount Kilimanjaro. Spyro. I can't get over this hump. I just sit on the top of it and crash myself on loop forever, like a modern Greek tragedy. The gravity is so heavy, in fact, that even your own head collapses back inside your own body. But then there's gravity
This
from
will never get old.
which, even though may not be technically a planet anymore, will have its legacy remembered forever, with its gravity being displayed eternally in EA Sports Supercross 2000 for the PlayStation 1. Look at this Category 5 massacre. The racers can't even stay composed on the bloody preview screen. Everybody's completely lost it. Don't! Stop! No! Come back! You can't race up there. What about the mud? And once the race itself actually begins, well...
Wow, oh my god. Oh my god.
Thanks for coming, everyone. I love all my fans. I love them all so much, I want to ride all over them.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I've left.
Emmy, bringing the crowd alive with another of his patented stunts.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So, Mr. Dirt, are you enjoying the season so far?
No, not really. I'm super cross about it. Sadly, I am very disappointed to say that you can't activate all of the planet's gravities at once. But honestly, why would you even bother? This is more than enough for me. The lighter the gravity, the more you look like a contorted floating fanny. And the heavier the gravity, the more you're a dead frog taxidermied onto a pogo stick.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it's you.
Oh.
Look, I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Things have just been really stressful for me recently, and I shouldn't have let it out, especially on a toaster. And you know what? I like hot money, and I love how it smells. So if you can ever forgive me and want to try and start over, I'd be more than happy.
Moto Racer 2, one last racing game to go.
Well.
And I've got to be honest, I'm not sure why I saved this one for last. There is a big jump mode, Wii, and there is a turbo mode, Wii, and when you put them together, you end up leaving the game. Wii. Bye.
So, if you've been paying attention, or you're autistic, you probably noticed that out of the 230 games I mentioned were in this book, at this point I've actually played through and or listed 225 of them, not including the disc cheat games. And that's because I wanted to save my last personal favourite PS1 games from this book that I play just for the ridiculous cheats that they have.
Okay.
I couldn't categorize them into any other part of this video, and I also didn't give a shit.
Die Hard Trilogy. This game is a classic for the amount of cheats you can pull off. Not just because they're all bonkers, but because you also have 3 different games in one package, each with their own unique gameplay styles and therefore own unique cheats specific to them. Starting off with Die Hard 1, we have what the book calls Skeleton Mode, which I would say is not the most accurate description, but as a massive fan of lines, I'm very happy. Plus, it doesn't stop the rescued hostages from treating being surrounded by armed thieves with a bomb threat like they're starring in the latest edition of RuPaul's Drag Race. Sometimes, though, you gotta be honest, the simplest cheats are the best, and that brings us to Fat Mode. Yeah, this is the good stuff. Every other part of your body is perfect, except the torso. Oh, please give me a second, lads. My kidney's at 10%. This is excellent. 10 out of 10. You're nice and round, the enemies are nice and round, the hostages are nice and round, and John McClane looks like a stop sign with legs. And yes, even the hostages strut themselves to freedom nice and roundly. Oh, hey, you can adjust the pitch of the speech in this game, too. I've always wanted to bring a shotgun to Alvin's house. Don't worry, though, it gets better. Here is Silly Mode, where absolutely everything stays the same, except when the enemies start to attack you, they bend over backwards and stick their heads between their legs.
Oh my god.
This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I am not playing Leapfrog with that.
Don't let him get away.
And yes, it still gets better. Experience the pain of Mother Nature as her resources slowly perish from the weight of capitalism by turning on Screaming Plant Mode. Show this clip to your local deforestation company and remind them that trees are people too. And yes, it still gets better. Just when you thought the best had already been seen, you turn on this other cheat and then...
Really? They're going up to heaven have to die. Oh my god.
Auf Wiedersehen, Deutschmann. We're in a car park. Are they all stuck on the roof? Oh my god, look at this. The fat mode even carries over to the high score name entry screen. My name is... I don't know... Stump. Yeah, that'll do it. Hardest scores. Number 1. Stump. Well, hey, at least I did better than Simon, Dennis, and... Die Hard 2 is next, and with it being an on-rails first-person shooter, there aren't quite as many funny things to do as in Die Hard 1, but you do get access to 2 of the best cheats in the entire game, one of them being called Odd-Shaped People mode. Huh? What are you talking about? There's nothing odd about this. Looks like a regular day in Washington Dulles Airport to me.
Don't worry, honey. We won't miss the plane. I just need to use the toilet. I won't be long.
This is unironically one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen. But not quite as horrifying as the second code for Die Hard 2. Fergus mode. Who is Fergus? That is Fergus. And now, everyone is Fergus. Who's a hostage? Who's a bad guy? Beats me. If they're all Fergus, they should all be shot. This not only makes the game needlessly difficult, but now even more horrifying than before. Have you ever had to deal with a herd of fur guy running at you with machine guns while a single Fergus runs towards you begging to be saved from another Fergus? Uh-oh, you killed Fergus. Better kill Fergus to save Fergus!
Jeez.
Hello, I'm Fergus. Have you heard the good word of Fergus?
On to Die Hard 3, my least favourite arcade game in this trilogy collection, and so I'm not missing out on anything by completely mangling it beyond recognition. Starting things off, we have Giant Car Mode. You cannot argue with the accuracy of that name. This is the biggest damn car I ever did see. And even if New York City detonates, at least we know we're in the safest place. How are you expected to drive like this? We can't save anyone in this state. I preferred not being able to see the damage I was doing, but when the rear end of your car Nicki Minaj's all over the screen, now you're giving me no choice but to deal face to face with windscreen wiping innocent pedestrians off my car. Here is something the book calls flat shade.
Oh my god.
Great. New York is now a big shelf. That's supposed to be a clock.
Ah, it's time for me to take my Tic Tacs. Jeez, I nearly forgot about them.
I'm gonna go take a drink.
It's very important to keep your mouth tasting nice, isn't it? Oh no. Wait. That wasn't my Tic Tacs. That was my cyanide!
Oh.
Oh. Ah. Death. Oh. Ah. I need to get these out of my system pronto. Maybe this cheat in Die Hard 3 called Odd Mode will save me.
Holy cow.
Yay! Thanks, Die Hard 3.
There's also
Okay,
a
it's a
cheat
good thing I
called
didn't
Weird
drink
Building
while I
Mode, but
saw
I'm not
that.
so sure about that. Isn't this just the normal graphics? Oh, well that was fun, wasn't it? And even though in this name entry screen, Bruce Willis looks like a grandma, he's still the best coppo in all the land. Well done, back half of Qui-Gon Jinn. Go and treat yourself to a coffee at Gfuff. Sadly though, unlike its predecessor, the sequel, Die Hard Trilogy 2, which I guess is Die Hard 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, is also in the book, but doesn't have that many interesting codes at all, despite it having a banging soundtrack by Tony Touch. This may be one of the 5 final PS1 games I saved for the end of this video, but that does not mean it's one of my favourites. I just had to include it here to show you how limp and flaccid it is when standing next to the better game that came before it. Sure, there's a head blowing off mode, that's kind of cool, and an electric Bruce Willis mode, but like, that's it. Pitiful. Oh, you can also drive your car with nothing but the wheels, that's a little bit funny.
Enemy blooming white cows!
Before we move on to my second favourite game to cheat on from this book, though, you have to answer a very important question. When faced with demons of the occult, do you take a sword or a big stick? Sword, big stick. Sword, big stick. Well, the correct answer, obviously, is a pen. Because the pen is mightier than the sword.
Really?
Yes, we're now onto the clunky but iconic Bloodborne 1. And the last time I dug into Nightmare Creatures, I remember vividly asking myself if I would enjoy the game a lot more if I couldn't see anything. So I was elated to discover this cheat here for blurry mode. When an old man holding a big stick isn't enough to drive back the forces of hell, try rubbing Vaseline on them. Here's another cheat for all of you that find this game a little too pant-browning. Whoosh! Perfect. The beasts are now all small. He's not scary anymore. He's now just a massive spider. Actually, that's somehow worse. This turns the whole game from nightmare creatures into wet dream animals. Look at that poor little guy wandering around. He's my little toddler, lost in Tesco. Oh, and if that wasn't enough for you on its own, the monsters also have squeaky little voices. Oh no, my toddler!
This is so weird.
Oh, thank heavens, he's alive. I'll teach you for scaring me like that. When I was a very young child, I used to call these things scarecrow in the pants. I don't know what scarecrows I was thinking about when looking at this. Maybe this one.
Oh no, you won't.
But whatever the case, we've now caught the scarecrow with his pants down. Yeah, not so tough now, are you?
Wow.
Would you like some cough sweets? This cheat works on everything though, from the bloopity-blue water monsters all the way to the boss fights. Well actually the bosses don't shrink, but they do still have squeaky voices. Now they all just sound like angry little old men, which is the closest to London that any video game has ever been. And while we're talking about angry little old men, the absolute best part of this cheat is that it also works on the main villain of the whole game, Adam Crowley. The one that you follow from level to level as he sets off explosions and traps trying to stop you. But now... Oh, look at the little sweetie. Why are we trying to catch him? He's not gonna hurt anyone. Oh, look at him go!
Oh my god.
He's so mini, in fact, that he can't even throw dynamite over a fence and bombs himself. This isn't all that you can do for cheats though. One of my all-time favorite power cheats is in this game purely because it doesn't make you invincible and isn't as boring and basic as a one-hit kill mode. It turns the razor-sharp power-up on permanently, meaning that every swipe from your stick and every kick from your legs will dismember whatever poor bastard dares come near you for a cuddle. Perfect for therapists everywhere. But why I like it so much is that it's not a guaranteed victory or anything. You still need to time your attacks, know the combos, you still need to block, and you still lose health if you screw up. It's purely there to give you a little boost to your attacks and lets you enjoy watching every limb fly off. Pre-Bloodborne and pre-Dead Space. This is so great.
And yet, even then, there's still one cheat that I love in this game above all the other ones.
You can play as the monsters, and they aren't just texture swaps or costumes. You have access to their entire original move sets as well. The fact this is even programmed into the game is amazing enough, but the added fact that it's hidden is the cherry on top. There was a small chance that nobody would have ever known that you could play as a zombie, waddle around like a drunk, not damage anything, and get a game over. My personal favorite is the completely hench mutant. You know, the one that's so buff he grew another face on his back. Oh, look! I wasn't expecting to see you here. Look, everyone. It's my identical cousin, Vag! What is going on, man? This isn't even a fight anymore. We've just attached an electric motor to Ramen. Another fun one to play as is the man himself, Scarecrow in the Pants, because his dash attack is a giant bonk. Whatever your taste, there is a monster to play as for everyone. Whatever your preference, whether you like werewolves or mutant fly creatures rubbing their abdomen against a wooden switch.
Oof. Nearly there.
Yeah.
The second to last game of this video.
But what is it?
Well, it's a movie tie-in. It's based on a film starring Tom Cruise, which is about a mission
Impossible
that isn't entirely possible.
Jeez.
Mission Impossible. Why are we doing it then? Well, you know what? If my mission is really gonna be impossible, and I've been told to expect the impossible, then nobody will mind if I turn off all of the AI and animations. I need a fighting chance against impossible odds, and letting out my inner bowling pin is the only way it can be done.
Ethan, he sneaked up on me. Get him, quick.
How could you? How? Time for you to go to sleep. Shh. Hey, stand back. Don't even think about coming near me, you scoundrels, or I'll fuff you through the floor.
I can take care of myself now.
You don't look so hot.
Okay, Ethan, even though I might agree with you, I don't exactly think you can talk.
This mission is just too impossible. There has to be another cheat in here that makes it easier. Ah, there's one.
I've located a small building with someone in it. Go check it out.
Understood, bro. Target acquired.
Wow.
It is amazing what Scientology does to a man. I am unstoppable. No, really, you can't stop me, and I can't either. They call this cheat super jump, and they are not kidding. I can't imagine one single instance where this would even help you a little bit. If you climb up
Holy
something,
cow.
even falling down off of it makes the super jump happen. No! Don't get your Tom Cruise wet, he'll multiply! I don't know, though, could we make this even better? Yes. The answer is yes.
They're going to get me, Ethan.
Never fear, my pet. I'll save you.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'll save you as soon as I can leave the room. Oh, I found the supercomputer. That was easy.
You're going too fast for me, Ethan.
Lady, please leave off me. I'm going too fast for myself. It's nothing personal. Oh, look at that. Great. I left the universe. How do you expect me to get back to you now, lady?
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you are.
What if I leave this cheat on, pick one of the stealth missions, and also turn on super jump?
Don't worry, I'll be right back.
No, really, I will.
Wow.
Oh, Nads,
Oh
I've
my
been spotted.
God.
What is going on? Wait, what? Oh, I'm driving a truck. Oh, no, I'm not anymore. Give me a second. I'm just trying to... No, give me a... Just stop. Mission impossible. Time to run away. Scientology activate. God, how the hell am I supposed to get through any of this level without being caught then? Well, I'm in, boys. You better stop what you're doing right now, you naughty Russians. Oh no, my friends have been caught. Don't worry, I'll save you.
Wow.
Oh Christ, not again. What are we doing on the ocean? How did we get here? Why aren't we sinking? Who are we? Tom Cruise ship? So overall, thanks for warning me, Gamebox. I did expect the impossible, and I was not disappointed. However, I didn't expect Tom Cruise looking like a leather wallet.
All right, we're finally at the end.
Okay.
You're tired. Trust me, I know. I get it. I'm tired from playing 230 games and putting cheats in them. You're tired from watching me and doing nothing. We're all
I've
tired.
been trying to react.
Message received.
When it comes
So
to the
without any
cheats,
further
but
ado,
the jokes
let's
is what
crack
made
on
it.
with...
Now hold on, Caddy. You need to get through me first.
No! No!
I'm Callum Durd.
Shut up! Get out of my house! Get out of my life! Who has my knife? Thank you, wife!
Oh my god.
Wait. Tomorrow never dies.
I will give you this. Yeah, sure. Tomorrow may never die, but Pierce Brosnan's face muscles do. Whether or not you think that I saved the best cheats for last, or that it was all worth the wait, I'll leave up to you. Because for me, as I write this part of the script, I don't remember why I put this game here, or what the cheats even were. So starting us off, we have a nice subtle thing that doesn't really change much of the game. Invisible buildings. Bomb! Quickly! Infiltrate the enemy stronghold! Where is it? Bond, watch out! The enemy has used the snow to hide a dozen bear traps on the floor. Oh yeah, so how about we fix the problem and get rid of the whole floor? Oh no, who's shooting me? I can't see where you are. Oh, wait, I know. Invisible buildings. Make sure that none of you decide to go to the toilet. I don't know about you guys, but my favourite Bond movie is the one with nothing in it. Where in God's name am I going? I can't even figure out where the fence is, and I need to go and stop that helicopter before it sets fire to the air. The funny thing, though, is that even if you remove every single object in a secret agent stealth game, including the enemy bases, unless you have eyes on your ass, like me, you are going to get caught and game over, whatever the case may be. So as an extra benefit for you, if you need it, there's also a cheat for running faster. Running faster my wreck. Here's a mission where we have to rendezvous with Paris, the whole city, with a trench coat. Oh, dongs, I've been caught. Don't panic, James Bomb. There's always a way out. Have you tried going through the walls? Pierce Brosnan? More like Pierce through the walls. Wait, oh, dang it. I'm lost. I forgot what my mission was. Who am I rescuing? Who am I stopping? What secret plans am I stealing? What am I doing? Oh, okay, right. Listen here, you peeps. Here is the best cheat in the game. And maybe the best, most useless, most unhelpful, most ridiculous cheat I've ever seen in a PS1 game. In the book, it's simply titled Freeze All Objects, which sounds kind of basic, you know, kind of stock, but when it's actually in effect, it doesn't just freeze all the objects. It sticks them to James Bond's center of gravity and follows it around everywhere you go. Excuse me, sir, can somebody help me? I'm looking for a spot to park my BMW. And my dad's. Not to mention, it doesn't only freeze the enemies and objects around you, but even freezes the forward-facing axis of James Bond's bra. The name's oil. Sunflower oil. I can't even figure out what buttons I should be pressing to move forward. Even when he holds his gun, he keeps his arms locked to the same axis while aiming it. It's the most disorienting and repulsive thing I've ever seen. 007 may not be a very good secret agent going around and telling everyone his full legal name and occupation, but he's definitely useful for shooting people around corners. By the way, everybody, please take the time while watching this video to list all of the essentials you'll need when traveling to a hotel. Your car, a chair, a dead man, and a fence.
No.
I think I shat my game up. Tomorrow Never Dies.
And your
the
console.
most complete Bond experience.
The many games you play
That's
with
what I was told about Gorilla Glue.
At least it's done.
There. I've done it.
There's 3 minutes left.
I beat the book. Without cheats. But the problem is, according to this book, at the end of a YouTube video, I'm supposed to write a conclusion. So in conclusion, cheats are well meant. But then...
With the rise in accessibility of mainstream internet in the early to mid-2000s, not only did cheat books slowly die out, but because of how quickly and easily anybody could find any methods of breaking any games for free, game publishers quickly realized that they were companies and therefore hated all their customers, so eventually told developers to stop doing cheat codes entirely. Because why add something like that into a game to give you a strength boost that's far too quick and easy to find online when you can lock it behind being poor, which, let's be real, is your fault. And unless you count recent games that bring cheat books back into the public consciousness and include them as a mechanic within the game, like Tunic, which you should absolutely play if you miss cheat books. In the UK, at least, the last remnants of any kind of cheat book that I remember seeing are these ones that I have here. The ones that came for free in the official PS2 magazine. The biggest PS2 cheats book ever, Volume 2, and every PS2 cheat ever, which is somehow half the size of the biggest PS2 cheat book ever, and that was only one volume. I hate reading books because books lie. And so in a desperate attempt to give their readers anything useful for free, the official PS2 magazine eventually lost their minds and included this absurd implement, the 2005 Hot 100 book, reviewing the best 100 PS2 games that talks to you like a Cockney pimp. Buy this slick filth, you tart! It reviews Kingdom Hearts while complaining about things that are dangerously close to a slur.
Oh boy.
They review Max Payne without mentioning a single bad point towards the game, and then give it a 7 out of 10. They review Metal Gear Solid 2 better than Metal Gear Solid 3, which, honestly, I agree, pretty based. And they even call Resident Evil Code Veronica bloody terrifying.
I so want to enjoy this.
While giving it a 9 out of 10, making it just as good as Silent Hill 3 and better than Spider-Man 2. Spins a web, any size, catches pubes in his flies.
Oh my god.
The Hot 100. Now available in Hot.
Subscribe.
Well, that was it. That was a wild ride to 3 hours. Hopefully it's an approval from this. So far it's been 0-2.
Stan? Rest in peace, Pope Francis. You would have loved Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yes! Yes, 1 and 2 so far. And that was my reaction of the ridiculous world of PS1 cheats. And in all honesty, I'm honestly surprised I actually did a much more longer reaction than my reaction of the iToy Play 2 last year. But truth be told, since that cheats aren't really valuable like they used to, especially since that you have to pay cheats now, honestly, it's probably best just to play the game normally nowadays, since that you probably moved on. And just by looking at the cheats from the PS1, honestly, I really expected so much that this video just showed me a lot. And truth be told, the fact that Caddicarus really did so much by finding 230 games when it comes to cheat codes, and without Buzz Lightyear, I guess he really did look into one book rather than just looking at many from other sources like a Postal and whatnot. And when it comes to the end of this video, mainly the racing games, I really laughed a lot because it was way more humorous of seeing the cars and bikes and whatnot just bounce, and so many wild situations. Like, I played NASCAR by going backwards and crashing into cars during my youth, and truth be told, the fact that I never did any cheats into those video games is mainly the fact that I'm not a fan of NASCAR, but mostly a fan of racing. And truth be told, just by seeing those cheats in those racing games really made me laugh, especially the bouncing motorcycles and then they get crashed. Like, the sound effects that Caddicarus put in this is way more humorous than you think, at least in my point of view. So, that was 3 hours long, and truth be told, I'm honestly considered on doing a reaction out of it, and the fact that I actually did, I really wanted to get this done earlier since my plans on doing videos have been wind down since I need to be wind down. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that if I wouldn't do any of this, I would probably just still be winding down. So this is basically something I have in store when it comes to reactions, and when it comes to possible reactions, mainly Tyree's WWE videos, I'm still taking a break from those. And when it comes to projects for next month, along with the month after that, when it comes to Patreon requests, I'm still winding down from doing those requests and ideals. I'm just saying, I am still trying to wind down since that this year is not my year, but at the same time I need to wind down in order to cool myself down in order to make things work. I really haven't made any progress, but then again, at the same time, doing this video is honestly the biggest objective that I have to do in order to at least give out some kind of content. I mean, 3 hours long, honestly, you probably wanted something else, but at the same time, at least I'm still continuing that Caddicarus reactions. And when it comes to the next Caddicarus video, which could be the next Crash video, I am gonna react to it, and hopefully it won't be as long as this. It's honestly better to cool down, and hopefully it will be an hour and a half. It will probably be long enough to make things work out for me, us, the viewers, and Caddicarus, who are probably getting sick of doing the 3 hour mark. But I can guarantee you that he'll probably make another video that is going to be much more longer than this in the future, which I feared, but hopefully it won't happen until a year, but who knows. I have a video set up for Mother's Day and on my birthday, so I'm loading Fanboy for ATO, and I'll see you on Sunday, and my birthday is on a Thursday, so see you in about almost 2 weeks. Believe me, I really wish that I could get cooler down when it comes to doing these videos, but sometimes doing less is better for my health. And the fact that doing less for Caddicarus when it comes to doing a 3-hour video is better for his health.